Are we on? We're going to do a little self-check here. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back, I think. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi or something connected to my computer, but we are back. 25-10 is the time to go. We've had one shot on goal by Delaney Sullivan. Apologies for those trying to keep up with the game. I am too, while also trying to work around the technical difficulties. So hopefully no more from here. And if this is your first time watching, it never goes like this. So I apologize. We will be ready for state a little bit better than we were ready for today. Lyman had a good look on the goal. Aislinn Donahue dove on it. Other than that, it's been back and forth in the middle third. Delaney Sullivan and Addie Weston kind of passing back and forth for the last minute or so here. And that one, a high ball, but it gets kicked away by Lyman here into the middle third, right towards the center circle. Blue Blackburn, a nice stop. You can always tell Blue by her bright pink shoes. Anna Nielsen, nice pass over to Sullivan, who gets it between the legs of number 1, Kelsey Niebeeker. Addie Weston here, throwing it in right around the 5-yard line. She's waiting for someone to get open. She ends up throwing it in between Blue and Delaney. Oh, and then the ball goes into a Lyman player from a Lyman foot over to Stanbury. Oh, she stopped on it and tried to turn to kick, and by the time she could wind up a leg, it was Lyman's. So back to the center circle we go here. Lyman's had a couple good opportunities. Landers had a couple good opportunities. Still 0-0 with 23-28 to go. So we're going to meet it down at the middle at 0. And now Sullivan, nicely done with the goal. She just went in there all by herself, got a little pass to get past one player, and Delaney Sullivan with yet another goal on the season. And that keeps her in the double digits there. I believe she has 15 on the season. As I get to update the lovely list that Delaney Sullivan's father has sent me. He's keeping track of all the goals just like I am. Delaney now has 24 on the season, and that is leading the team by quite a bit. But she's just so fast, and she takes those shots so quick. That's just what happens. Gets lost in translation with how many goals all these other girls have scored. Look at Anna Nielsen as she tries to get around one. Now she passes over to Sullivan. We could have a second look on the goal. Sullivan trips. She's going to take the shot. And back-to-back goals for Sullivan. We've seen hat tricks before. Could she be gearing up for another one? Back-to-back goals for Delaney Sullivan. And as I just said, 25. Now she is at 25. Reminder, it's not only the last home game of the season, it's the last home game for these seniors. And we did senior night with Pink Night last Friday. It was a great time, great occasion. You can also watch that if you scroll back 3 games on our YouTube page. There's Blue Blackburn with a nice steal. She gets around the Lyman defense rather easily, sends it back to Sullivan. Nice stop there by number 6, Lim. And then a shot by Blue, and it doesn't really hit anywhere. I think it hits the Lyman player first. And Nielsen, nice shove back there to Owen Hansen. Back and forth they go in the center circle. Now they pass it up here to 23, Eliza Clegg, and then the ball goes high and goes out of bounds. And that must be wherever this is happening. is when I turn left, and that is not what we want. There we go. We will continue to keep an eye on that. I don't really know what I can do about it in the middle of a game. Maybe if you see this, we might take a break at halftime and see if we can try and fix the cords. As I'm texting my tech person here, Weston throws it into Blue Blackburn, and then it gets kicked right back out of bounds. And they're somehow saying that was off of Blue, even though she kicked it off the legs of a Lander player. Maybe she reached for it there. The kick by Lyman gets all the way down there. Now Mason Morton going to pass it up nicely to Reisig. And now a pass on that far side. Lyman, a good lead, but no one there to take it. As that girl over there with a giant leg brace on, number 5, that's Bo Gregory, the senior. And she looks like she's putting it all out there on the line. I don't see Knock Hazel out there anymore. Maybe she just wanted to get the start, and that's a pretty good reason to go out too, as it looks like we're going to have a sub come in here shortly. 27, I believe that's Harlow Baker, the freshman that got quite a bit of playing time against Cody. As this ball, Tinley Reisig nicely fighting with it down there with Clegg all the way down to the corner. And I'm now able to push it all the way over here, so maybe I fix the cord. Let's pray that is the end of that. As Harlow Baker's still not in, but here goes the pass to Blue Blackburn. Gets it kicked out by number 1, Kelsey Niebeeker. Now we're going to get Baker in for Stanbury. Ella Stanbury. She'll be a senior leader on this team next year for sure, as Weston going to throw it in here. Throws it in loosely to Tinley Reisig. And then kicks it deep, and it goes out of bounds, and that's going to be Lander ball. Allie Atnip was chasing after it. She's going to throw it in over there. Reminder, if you are within earshot of Lander Valley High School, they are selling crumble cookies downstairs. I got a lemon cheesecake one myself. Addie Weston steals the ball right in the middle third. Now it gets kicked back, and Lyman's going to have an opportunity to get around the defense here, but not if Tinley Reisig has anything to do with it. She gets it back up. Kicks it up, and number 6, Mackenzie Lim with a clear out. Gregory and Nielsen were a little back and forth there. And now Carly Saby has it on that far side. She's going back and forth with Nielsen. She kicks it up, and it goes out of bounds. Number 2, Paige Rose, couldn't get to it in time. This Lyman team, only 2 seniors on the team. Quite a few juniors, quite a few sophomores. 6 freshmen. So a young team. You could say the same about Lander here. Lander's working with 3 seniors, 2 of them on the pitch right now. Tinley Reisig just kicks it back to Donahue, and Donahue going to take the quick pass all the way down. Congratulations, graduate. As Brennan Stauffenberg walks in, senior. Going to be graduating. Tomorrow's the last day of school, so you know all these girls want to get done with this and then head to Mountain View tomorrow and end on a good note at the state tournament next week. We will be there in Green River all 3 days if need be. Lander looking to get to their 3rd straight state championship. Beating Cody in one, losing to Cody in the other. This year, they're looking to hopefully not have to play Cody at all. That's going to be the toughest team there, as we saw on Tuesday. Then again, that was at the house of Cody. Green River's not that direction. So Georgia chance, nicely done. Oh, goes off the back of Weston. Kind of lands awkwardly in front of Sullivan, so she tried to put her leg all the way up. And then he goes out of bounds, last touched by number 1, Kelsey Niebecker. I really hope I'm saying that right. Nebecker. Kelsey Nebecker, the sophomore. Thrown by Weston short, right to Kelsey, and then Blackburn couldn't corral it and tries to get it back to Weston, and it goes out of bounds. So now the throw-in goes right to a Lyman player, kicks it high up. Chance tries to put a leg up there, can't. Now a little triangle pass gets whiffed by 1 and saved by number 2 there, Paige Rose, and now it's all the way down here in the attacking third. Good moves there to get that ball out of bounds, as their clock was running just a little bit faster than mine, I think. We're at 15:30 as Sullivan gets it now right towards the middle third, now past the halfway line. She goes all by herself down to Blue Blackburn. Nice little back and forth passing. Oh, and Delaney Sullivan loses it. There was just not that third part of the triangle. Sullivan now back and forth again with Blue Blackburn. Lyman steals it, kicks it back up here to Clegg, and Clegg loses it to Weston. Weston nicely done from behind there. And then Sullivan goes up off her ankle, doesn't go out of bounds, saved by Lyman, then kicked and cleared by Lyman down to the halfway line, and then a high kick all the way down to Clegg. Mason Morton's going to get to it first right around the 10-yard line, and now she's going to try not to kick it out of bounds, but she does. Now, quick inbound pass, and the ball goes off the foot of Lyman right towards Aislinn Donahue, and she kind of stutter-stepped over there nicely. That was 29, Carly Saby, that took that shot. Blue Blackburn now has it. She gives it up to Weston. Weston passes a little hard for Blue Blackburn, but it goes out of bounds, so it's still Lander ball after being kicked by number 8, Braxton Bergner. The throw-in coming from Delaney. Delaney, kind of a harder pass to Anna Nielsen. Nielsen kicks it up and gets stopped as she tries to go between 2 players. And then Mason Morton steals it before it can even get to number 2, Paige Rose. Now Blue has it in the middle, up to Nielsen. Nielsen back to Blue, but it gets stolen away by a white jersey in the middle. And then the ball comes nicely placed by Lyman to get it down here towards the end of the touchline. It's going to go out of bounds either way, as we're working with 4 yellow refs today. Tinley looking to throw it in with 13:20 to go. She throws it in directly to Saby, and Saby then takes a long look through a couple black jerseys and throws it, or kicks it into the back of the right side of the goal line. Working on this camera issue here with our boss as we're trying to get the ball back into the attacking third, because Lyman's been up here in the defensive for a long time. Now they finally do, up to Nielsen, past the center circle to Blue. Blue Blackburn runs into a white jersey. I thought she was going to keep running with it, and then she just kind of stopped to try and move the ball through her legs, it looked like. Back and forth here between Lyman, now stolen away by Weston. Weston tight ropes that touchline up to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to get it back to Blue. Blue was already running forward. She had to take a step back there. Nielsen now crosses the center circle. Over to Georgia. Georgia Chance nicely gets back to the middle of the pitch. She kicks it up to Weston, and now Weston going to go all the way back to Morton. Morton slow rolls it to Tinley and give it up to number 23, Eliza Clegg. She ran between all of them and was catching up, man, making some ground there. Lyman ends up clearing it all the way down to the 10-yard line, and now Clegg right in the right spot this time. She passes it over to Sabi, and Sabi couldn't get to it in time. It's kicked away. Now Morton does it so well again. She kicks it deep right to the chest. Blue Blackburn was ready for it. She kicks it up to Sullivan. Might be a little too hard, though, and it is. But luckily, Blue Blackburn was right there waiting for it. She kicks it up to Sullivan, stops, turns, is going up against number 6, Mackenzie Lim. She gets past her, but can't get past the next wave, and it gets kicked away and cleared. Now it's going to be in the feet of Owen Hansen. Hansen back to Kim, who clears it up to Mason Morton, who clears it. Weston misses it with the leg as it comes down. Anna Nielsen now between two players, kicks it up to Weston. They have an opportunity here. Oh, the pass too far for Sullivan, and she knew it too. She got all tight right after that, saying, no, that was close. Weston now trying to go back to it. But first she goes all the way back to the other side of the pitch. That's where Allie Atnip's waiting. Atnip up to, is that Harlow Baker? That is Harlow Baker over there. Yes, 27. Just quadruple checking here. So Harlow Baker, a freshman, definitely getting a good amount of time these last two games. She had a good pass to her, but as she turned around, just got kicked right out, and we're going to have a throw-in here. And the first person there is Harlow Baker. The throw-in goes to Chance, though, and it goes high, and it gets kicked out. Lyman kicks it again, and we're just going to do this all over again about 10 yards deeper. Baker gets the ball there. And her throw-in goes in between three white jerseys, no black jersey around. And then a miss by Gilly Wheeler kind of stops her from kicking that as hard as she wanted to, and then it has to go back to Gilly anyway, but Mason's going to take this one. Mason quickly up towards Chance. Chance stops and goes. Little hesitation. Kicks up to Blue. Blue Blackburn around one player. Back to Delaney. Oh, Delaney got stopped up by Mackenzie Lim. And now Gilly fakes a long kick and ends up passing it up to Harlow Baker. Baker, a little stop and go herself, gets it back to Chance in the middle of the pitch. She crosses all the way over. She fakes a pass to Blue, maybe fakes a pass. She looked like she was going right with it. Now she's moving up against 15, Owen Hansen. It's almost going out of bounds. She stops it, kicks it off the legs. Good job there by Chance to wait till the last second. So the throw-in going to come with 8:50 to go. And Hansen just falls to the ground. Looks like she hyperextended her leg, and she's cheering that on because it looked like maybe Chance from that area kind of did a little pushover. And maybe she did. It just didn't seem like that was too hard of a push. She looked like she slipped on the top of the ball a little. It is a little wet out there. You can kind of see it. Everyone's sitting out on their blankets right now. Or if you're lucky enough to bring a chair, they brought a chair. That inbound free kick goes down towards the center circle. And then it's stolen away eventually by Allie Atnip, and now stolen by Blue. Blue up to Anna. Anna Nielsen kicks it back a little bit. She's going to run all the way to the other side of the pitch, and she kicked it out of bounds. A little too hard for Allie Atnip down there. Allie Atnip, another junior. This team's going to be filled with seniors next year if all these girls stay, which they should. They've been a part of some very special teams the last 2 years. The inbound pass goes well for Lyman, and it moves past two players, and then Mason Morton nicely gets a foot in there right at the very end. Lim runs all the way up to Hansen, and then it gets kicked away, and now Nielsen has it. Nielsen kicks it up to Sullivan on that middle halfway line there, back over to Blue. Ooh, Blue puts number 5 in that knee brace. Bo Gregory, she is going to think about that move for a second. Now Lyman's defensive line finally gets a hold of it. Anna Nielsen kicks it. And it goes all the way down. And they're just going to kick it back to Anna Nielsen. Ooh, almost a handball. They're going to call that. Yes, they are. And she's lucky she was as far out from the goal box as she was. The ball just bounced off her foot a little weird and hit up, and that's Mason Morton's very rare mistake. She doesn't make very many of those, so we're going to get a free kick. This could be dangerous. Free kick incoming by 29, Carly Saby, the sophomore. They must trust her with some kicks because she's had a few opportunities, and she's taken goal shots on all of them. She's looking at a line of 5 Lady Tigers. And we get the call. She goes over them, and it goes left of the goal. Good attempt, but a little bit left as it just hooked in the air. 2-0 is still the score. The kick from Morton goes right to Hansen, and then it gets bounced into Georgia Chance's legs as she's fighting with Saby to get that ball back, and now they're both going to lose out on it, but Lyman's going to end up with it and then kick it up towards Atnip, and Atnip with a nice long lead to Harlow Baker, and Baker and number 14, is that for Addison Smith? 2 freshmen going at it over there, and it's going to end up going against the Lander freshman, Harlow Baker. The ball kicked deep down here to Paige Rose, who tries to get it up to Saby. It ends up getting headed away by Tinley Reisig over there, and now she moved it up to Atnip, who's going to kick it all the way towards the halfway line, and Sullivan runs into a wall named Braxton Bergner. But then that wall turns into a movable... Ooh, Sullivan. That was a dangerous-looking trip there. Number 1, Kelsey Nebeker. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure the camera's not going to lose the cord. Now it's going to go against Lander over here. The throw-in was quick. She didn't even wait for her teammates. They gave it up to Saby. Saby takes the shot with the left foot, and it was a cross pass. Nicely placed, but the header was a little bit off by number 23, Eliza Clegg. Good stop by Lander there. Test. Just dropping out again. So here we go. Mason Morton over across the way to that far side of the pitch. Now up to Nielsen. Nielsen playing well this season. Now she gets up to that far side touchline, up to Harlow. A nice stop by Harlow. Now she's going to turn and can't get it past the second Lady Eagle there. But then Nielsen collides. The ball goes up. It's going to be headed shortly over the head of Blue Blackburn. 3:39 to go. As now 37 comes in, Kennedy Bernard. We've called her a couple times this season. Almost a handball again, the kick up, and they're going to call that. Yes, they are. And that was, again, just wrong place, wrong time. And that is sadly how the boys lost their game on Tuesday against Cody. Just 2 bodies colliding in the air. One of them, their hand just went out. As Saby going to take a long free kick over the head of a couple players, and then Aislinn Donahue nicely stops it as, who is that over there? As number 2, Paige Rose, just ran right into her, and that's always a dangerous situation when you're a goalie because you know that kick's coming as soon as it can, and she slid nicely into that and didn't take too much of a beating. Good steal here. Ooh, hard push on Gilly Wheeler. But she still got it up to Chance. Nicely done. And Chance with a good lead up to Sullivan, but it was just about a hair too long. But then a good header. Wow, what a great contact for Chance to get that header to go that far. And then it's going to go off of Lander. Again, that was all Georgia Chance right there. She got the pass. She led Delaney Sullivan just a hair long, but then got it right back with about a 20-yard header thrown into from Tinley Reisig. Down here to Bernard, gets kicked out by Mackenzie Lim. Reisig. Now we have to wait for a sub in here, and that looks like Lily Moore. Let me double check. Nope, that's number 19. Aurelia Reagan, another freshman. So Coach Getz looking to see what he can get in the future. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 freshmen out of the 11 girls there, and that does include the goalie, the junior Aislinn Donahue. But we got Georgia Chance, Blue Blackburn, Kennedy Bernard, Aurelia Reagan, as Lyman working all the way around those freshmen, and now a shot goes in. And that's the risk and reward of putting those players in when we did, and that was Saby. Kaylee Saby with a goal to keep Lyman from getting too far ahead. Well done. 109 is what I have. 114 is what they have. We'll just keep it going whenever they start it up. So Saby with the goal. Sullivan back to Blue. Blue up to Sullivan. And Sullivan's long pass down here to Kennedy Bernard. She was past too many people. Now it goes all the way up here to Eliza Clegg. And Donahue just going to keep it with 50 seconds. Be interesting to see what they want to do with all these freshmen on the field. Donahue tells them to back up, and she winds up about a 50-yard kick there. Kicked away by Delaney Sullivan up pretty much to just the Lyman defensive line. And now Blackburn on that far side on the touchline. A body goes flying, but it stays in bounds. Nicely done by Blackburn to keep it in. And a kind of a fake out there as she gets it up to Sullivan. Sullivan off her foot a little awkwardly, and she runs right back to get it. And she gets it off the butt of a Lyman player. Well done to wait and be patient. And then Lyman ends up getting it back anyway. 8 seconds to go. 7 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Your score at halftime, 2-1. We'll come back and we will dissect what happened in that first half right after this.
Let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
If you're tired of paying ridiculously high gas prices, there is a solution that can save you a bunch of money. In fact, it won't cost you a cent. How do you do that? Take the Blue Bus. WRTA bus lines will get you around the county for free. That's right, free, no charge. It doesn't get cheaper than free. Go to WRTAbuslines.com and download the schedule, or look for a schedule in the Ranger, Lander Journal, or Wind River News. WRTA Bus Lines, proud to serve Fremont County.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at .com.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians. Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere.
We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stands.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S. and the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
Well, welcome to Bill Bush Stadium. I think I got my camera finally ready and willing to work with me. Again, apologies. I know this has been 2 games in a row where we kind of missed the opening kick, and that's on me on both. I apologize. We do have a 2-1 score, though, and that's something to be happy about. Both scores by Delaney Sullivan, back-to-back, really. They were within about a minute of each other, to be completely honest, and I think that kind of put the fear into Lyman that this could get ugly, but they ended up coming back, getting a shot on their own, and it went in thanks to Carly Saby. Saby had been working for one pretty much the entire first half and finally got it there near the end, and it's going to be one of those things that Lyman has to watch out for now because a 2-0 lead looks much better than a 2-1 lead, especially when the girls here are pretty knowledgeable about what can happen late in games. We've seen it happen to the boys and the girls pretty much all season, those late game blunders end up costing wins or sometimes just bad shootouts in the end. They just cause us to have to go to overtime. So we're going to have to play some strong defense here in this second half and or get the offense going back again like it was early, as Delaney Sullivan was zooming all over the field. She finally got one to connect, and then I think that just did it for her. She's got another one after that. And then Sabi, just right before the end of the half, knocked one in, made it 2-1. And just a little recap, Lyman coming off another tough loss just Tuesday. Lander already getting into that game. They lost 4-0 to Cody, but down the road in Lyman, Mountain View and the Lady Eagles went to shootouts. Mountain View ended up winning 3-2. So Lyman coming off a tough loss, and I think I misspoke earlier on their record. They are 2-7, 2-7-1. I believe was what I said earlier. If not, I apologize. But 2-7 according to YO Preps, and that would mean 2-8 with that loss yesterday. Lady Tigers definitely have some work to do before state, but this is where we eke out which freshmen are going to be more reliable in those tough situations. I think that's why we've seen the likes of so many. So far, we've seen Harlow Baker. We've always been seeing Blue Blackburn. And then there at the end, we saw Kennedy Bernard again for the first time in a while. Aurelia Reagan was out there. And, yeah, they just have quite a bit of freshmen here. Gilly Wheeler's a sophomore, and there's a couple other sophomores here, Addie Weston. And those girls, you'd think, have gotten a lot of experience and can teach the freshmen, some young girls here, the what to do, how to play right before state. And that's hopefully what we're getting into here. And that will be one of the main things we watch over the next 2 days, including the rest of this half, and then the game tomorrow at Mountain View at 3:30, is just how many freshmen do you think are going to have their number called next week in Green River, especially with what appears to be the loss of Annabelle Knockhazel and the amount of just depth that this team could have if they were to utilize some of these freshmen I'm looking at right now. Georgia Chance being the other one. She's been starting pretty much the entire season. And, I mean, you've seen a lot of good things out of her. What else can you see here from these freshmen? As I can see a few of them coming back in now. This has been our CWC Halftime Show. For more information on all 4-year bachelor degree programs as well as 2-year associate degree programs and how you can earn those degrees from the comfort of your own home, go to cwc.edu, Central Wyoming College. Make your way out here. And ready to start up again. 2-1 is the score. Let's see here. I do see Annabelle out here again, starting the second half. We have Sullivan, Stanbury, Weston, Tenley, Anna Nielsen, Mason Morton, Gilly Wheeler, Allie Atnip. And Stanbury and Blue Blackburn switch places. Did I see that? So we get the clock started here. Ball goes right to Annabelle Knockhazel. Goes up to Stanbury, and she gets it pushed away by number 14, Addison Smith. I have a much better roster now. It's got numbers in order, so a little bit less confusion in looking down. Is Knockhazel with a nice kick down to Stanbury. Down to Delaney Sullivan. Knockhazel again. Gets it up to Nielsen, and kicked way back by Lyman. There's quite a few Lyman fans out here, to be honest, and for good reason. They have their girls in just as good a position as any girl team here, with state coming up next week. It's not like regionals where everyone gets a shot to go to state. We're just going to state, and that ball all the way down to Aislinn Donahue a minute in, and if you want to call that a shot on goal, you can, but that was about a 40-yard desperation kick, hoping that maybe someone get to it. Kicked away right into the legs of Lim. Blue Blackburn working on Lim, and she gets around her. Now she's trying to cross, but she ends up just going back towards that touchline, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds. And I don't know if Blackburn could have gotten to that before the other girl. I wonder if she could have just cleared it rather than kick it out of bounds. But Lander has a look now, and they're inside the attacking third. The throw was to Annabelle Knockhazel. I get nervous now watching her, and I hope that's not anyone else. Carly Saby turns around and gets kicked away by Tinley Reisig, and it's a little bit too far for Blue Blackburn on that far side touchline. The ball gets thrown in to Kyla Chandler. And, looking at this Lyman team, they don't have a lot of depth outside of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freshmen on a team that is just barely over 20 players. So Lander, lucky that they have such a large population size here. They can work with a lot. And right now they're working down towards this goal line and gets kicked away by the Lyman defender all the way down to this touchline where Eliza Clegg will keep it, kick it. Now Knockhazel back to Atnip. Atnip, ooh, nice stop there by Lyman. That was Clegg just standing on it. And then it goes off Annabelle Knockhazel's legs. We have a couple seniors, including Knockhazel and Sullivan. The other one being Anna Nielsen. They're all playing in their last home game. But again, the senior night festivities took place last Friday at Pink Night. You can go back and watch that if you'd like. You'll see some senior night stuff as well as some Pink Night stuff. That was a fun game. Both teams winning against Pinedale, but then we found out that the push in the back to Knockhazel is what may have hurt her knee exponentially. And now Lyman works around 2 players, gets it past, and crosses, and the cross goes up to another pass to Clegg. Clegg with a cross, and it goes past everyone. There was no Lyman player there. Paige Rose was the closest, and she had it over there. Now she kicks it up to Blue Blackburn. Now up to Tinley, and it gets kicked away. Over there to Kyla Chandler. And then it's kicked again away out of bounds, and we're going to do this all over again. Lyman throwing it in right in front of the 10-yard line. That's 15. That's Hansen. Owen Hansen. And the cross kick gets stolen away by Mason Morton, who's in the right place at the right time. And now she runs up that far side touchline and kicks it a little bit too far, too heavy-footed. Or did it go off of a Lyman player? I think so it did. I was going to say Mason Morton doesn't make arid passes like that very often. Weston with a strong throw, but not strong enough to get to Knockhazel. Morton tries to kick it deep, ends up going off the shins of Lyman there. Hansen gets it in the middle, and now it's stolen away by Knockhazel. Knockhazel with all those wraps on her right knee. Briley Bradshaw kicks it up, and it goes out of bounds. Throw-in goes right back to Weston, who heads it up to Blue Blackburn. Lyman ends up stealing it anyway. They try and kick it deep. Gilly Wheeler at the corner here of this circle, if you want to call it a corner. She was just right there on the X. And now kicked up towards Stanberry, but stolen away by Bo Gregory. And Bo chests it once, twice, and then she stops and watch Addie Weston break through, and she's going to pass it past the defensive line. No, it's going to get stuck off the chest. It's going to go out of bounds. Lander has time to set up, but then again, so does Lyman. 34-35 to go. She kicks it up. She throws it up, to Weston. Weston on that far side touchline gets it back up to Nielsen. Fakes a little short pass. Then she gets it to the knee of Annabelle Knockhazel, who kicks it up towards Ella Stanberry, but it gets stolen away by Bo Gregory on that knee brace, and then she accidentally kicks it out herself. Immediately thrown in by Annabelle Knockhazel to Sullivan. Sullivan works her magic 1-2 ways. She's going to take a long shot, a little bit too long. It gave the goalie plenty of time, that goalie being Addie Nelson. The kick doesn't go the way that Lander wants it to, because it goes off of their foot and off outside of that touchline on the far side, 33-35. And now it goes Lander's way. Bounces out of bounds. Again, this 2-1 score brought to you by Delaney Sullivan and Carly Saby. Sullivan with the back-to-back goals in that first half. They're looking to do something similar here. Sullivan moves around number 17, Emily Allen. Perfectly well done, and then she kicks it with the right, and the cross goes a little bit too far. Oh, no, I didn't pull the camera far enough. You didn't miss anything. It went across the entire face of the goal. No Lander player was anywhere within reach there. There was actually 2 or 3 Lyman players that just let it go out rather than just kicking it out. So smart on them because now they get a set up, but then they kick it directly to Sullivan. And it's going to go out of bounds now as Lyman just tried to clear it away from the senior with 2 goals already. Georgia Chance off the inbound with the knee. She gets up to Nielsen. Nielsen tries to pass it up to Blue Blackburn, and it just goes out of bounds. Ooh, wore the wrong shoes for standing, but it's worth it to get you guys the shots here. Getting a goal kick here from the E of Lander. That's number 13, Briley Bradshaw. And then, boom, stolen away immediately by Sullivan. Sullivan moves up past one and then gets pushed as the ball goes right past the knees of Bradshaw as they collided there. So we're going to just get a wash, rinse, repeat situation here. And I can see someone grabbed every single flavor of crumble cookie down there, at least one of each. So I wish I was that person right now. They got lemon cheesecake. I think they have strawberry cheesecake down there. Hazelnut. If you haven't had crumble, it's an experience. As Sullivan puts a shot on goal, and it goes past everybody, but not past the goalie there. Good job again by Addie Nelson to just keep an eye on the ball. She drop kicks it to Nielsen. Nielsen was perfectly placed to give it to Knockhazel, who then just loses it to Addison Smith. And now a kick goes off the foot of Clegg. Lyman's lucky to still have it here in the center. Nielsen makes that a fact that is no more. She steals it and puts it up towards Chance, and then Chance kicks it a little too far. Cleared away and then pushed up by Paige Rose. Knockhazel still in the game, 9 minutes in. She had taken the start earlier. I didn't see her play very much. First sub was her. And I have a sub coming in over there, and we're going to get that now, and I believe that is Addie Weston. Yes, it is. And who's coming out? It is Annabelle Knockhazel. Not surprising. Weston has been growing on this team all year long. Her and Sullivan are a dangerous duo in the attacking third when they both get turned on the Jets. She throws it into Chance. Gets it stolen away by Saby as Chance hits the dirt, and she's going to have another opportunity here. And keep your eye on Georgia Chance. She battles through a lot. She's been injured all season, but she is battling through it with the idea that a state championship will make those surgeries go a little bit faster. Kick was to the defensive line of Lyman, and they kicked it up right towards Sullivan, and now some good passing leads to a middle third spot for Lyman, and now a long kick. Is it going to get past Atnip? It's Clegg and Atnip, 23 versus 23, and then Atnip kicks it out of bounds. Clegg, I wonder what type of name that is. Maybe it's German or Dutch. Who knows? First headed off by Gilly Wheeler. Gives everyone a little bit more time to breathe. Addison Smith throws it in. Right to Saby. Saby working on Weston. And now Saby takes a long kick, and they're going to call that, yes, off of her. I think she was trying to kick it off of Weston's hands or maybe her legs, but it did go out of bounds. 29 minutes to go. Just a reminder, we have the Lander final game of the season tomorrow against Mountain View. Mountain View girls winning against this Lyman team yesterday based on shootouts as Weston rolls over the legs of Paige Rose. Mountain View's no slouch. They did beat them earlier this year, both boys and girls. But that does not mean you should overlook them, especially heading into state. So we'll be there tomorrow at 3:30 and 5:30, and then after that, this weekend, if you're a baseball fan and you're not going to be at the Lander Lobos annual Mother's Day tournament, I don't know where. You're going to be missing out on some fun, some good weather, hopefully. And if you can't make it to any of the Lobos games, we will have every Lander Lobos game from this weekend on this YO Today YouTube page, brought to you by yours truly and YO Today, obviously. But a nice body bump in there by Georgia Chance to get past one, but she couldn't get past another. And now Mason Morton has it. And when Morton has it, she typically puts it in the right place, and right there just goes under Tinley Reisig's foot. But yes, Lobos starting off at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and then they play the last game of the night at 7. In between there's going to be games happening between teams like Gillette, Rock Springs, Cheyenne, and the Casper Crosshairs. We have a fun time lined up, and I'd like to call more games, but there are some Riverton baseball games we got to get to for the paper in the middle of the day. So we're going to leave our stuff set up out there, and we're going to work all day with some baseball as the Riverton Babe Ruth teams take on the Lander Lobos junior team out here in Riverton at the Babe Ruth field. Thought I heard a whistle, but Stanbury with the push-off, no call there. It gets kicked up to Clegg. Clegg pushes it back to Smith, and it lets it go behind her legs, and she kind of frantically kicks it forward, hoping not to get caught from behind. And now Wheeler with a nice move to get around Clegg. She passes it up to Stanbury. Stanbury perfectly placed to Sullivan, and Sullivan's going to move around Alexis Walker, and then she stops it with her ankles, but it's going to go out of bounds. Dang, what an opportunity. If that had just gone one more player deep. The throw-in from deep in their own defending third bounces past a couple players, and it goes right towards the middle third, and Paige Rose passes it up to Saby. Saby at the center circle. She gets a nice pass up to Rose, but it's a little too hard off her shins. It's going to go back to Reisig now. Reisig up to Blackburn at the halfway line. She stops, turns, fires a pass up to Delaney Sullivan, and goes out of bounds. They're going to say that was last touched by Sullivan. It looked like there was some contact between her and number 1, Kelsey Niebeker. Really hope I'm saying that right. Nebeker. 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 Kelsey Nebeker. And now Chance with almost the steal. Her and Blue Blackburn both. Now it's cleared all the way down to Nebeker, and Blackburn pushes it past her, gets one, and then she stops it with the ankles, but stops it right to Lyman. Now Saby has it. She pushes it up on that far side and gets up to Paige Rose. Rose a little back and forth. They're going to look for some triangle passing to get through this middle third. They can't get past Georgia Chance, though. And Saby kicks it up over to Reisig. Reisig stops and pushes it to Gilly Wheeler. Wheeler kicks it up and out of bounds, 24-50. We have a whole long list of sports this weekend. Outside of Lander soccer and baseball, we also have the Riverton Wolverines and Lady Wolverines, their 4A West regional tournament actually taking place right now. We'll get you all the Wolverines and Lady Wolverines games starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. with the Lady Wolverines taking on whoever wins today. They had a bye, so whoever wins that last place ranked game is going to be going up against Riverton, and that goes out of bounds on that far side off of Lander there. But yes, we will have the girls and the boys. If the boys lose today, they fall out of the tournament, and that would put a big damper on a season that's had some serious ups and downs as number 2, Paige Rose, hits the ground pretty hard there. It looks like a long dive forward. We're going to get some sub-ins. Lady Wolverines, strong favorites to win the 4A West regional tournaments, not only because they're the 1 seed, but they can put up points and put up points in a hurry. We saw it on their pink night. We also saw it when they were blowing out teams 13-2 midway through the season. As this pass deep for Delaney Sullivan, and a little bit too deep. Gets picked up by Addie Nelson before they can get to it, and some high fives by Ella Stanbury and Delaney Sullivan there. They both had an opportunity to get there. If that goalie wasn't going to come out of the goal that much, they would have had an easy look. Gilly Wheeler had it up at the center circle, pushes it up to Chance. Chance gets it stolen away on the way to Sullivan. That's Nebeker. Nebeker kicks it up. Long lead for Clegg. Too long, though, as Gilly Wheeler has it. And then Clegg in her battle. Ooh. And did that stay in? It did not. And Gilly Wheeler, she fell hard right on her knees, and you can see her picking grass out of her socks because she just went up in the air and landed on all fours, but those knees hit first. You could see a bunch of turf hit the air there. Sullivan, a quick pass to Nielsen. She wasn't ready for it. It almost went in between her legs. Sullivan with the left foot up to Stanbury, now gets it back to Weston after it was kicked away. Weston again, right at the 38-yard line. She gets it back up to Nielsen. Nielsen up to Chance. Georgia Chance stops at the 30. She's trying to work around number 15, Owen Hansen. She gets the ball up perfectly, plays for Sullivan. The hat trick is complete. And this final home game for this senior is going to be one to talk about. She makes it a 3-1 game, 22:02 to go. And just like that 2-point lead, you feel comfortable with a 2-point lead. And that is going to be their lead as we move on with the last half of this second half, the last quarter of this game. And so at the moment, Delaney Sullivan has 4 hat tricks on the season, if I'm not mistaken, as Saby has it up here, exiting the middle third into the attacking. She gets it up perfectly placed for Clegg. Clegg has to stop it in the corner. She let it get past her. And then kicked away by Mason Morton, and it's going to go out of bounds. No, it's going to be stopped by Stanbury. The window was blocking me there. Kicked away by Gilly. Over to Saby. And now pushed up to Chance, who's entering the middle third, trying to get around Mackenzie Lim. She ends up passing it all the way on that far side to Tinley. Tinley Reisick passes it up perfectly for Blue Blackburn on that far side. She stops, crosses. The crosses to Sullivan. Sullivan going to take a second shot on the goal in the last minute. And you thought she was going to go back-to-back like she did in the first half, but instead it goes out the back of the goal line. And they're saying that's last touch by Lyman. So that ball must have actually ricocheted. It must have been a good look because it was close. So we're going to get a corner kick here from Sullivan. 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the box wearing black jerseys. And here we go. Almost headed in by Georgia, but it's going to end up going out of bounds. Good placement by Sullivan. And it's going to go out of bounds on this side, so it's not going to be a goal kick. It's going to be a throw-in, which is still pretty dangerous with this many Lady Tigers down here. And that's why it goes off of Stanbury and then headed away by Bo Gregory, and a push in the back by Addison Smith, and that leads to Wesson hitting the ground. And Mason Morton's going to take a free kick from right outside the 25-yard line and right outside the football field regulation here. Do you take the shot? Do you try and pass it? Someone like Blue there in the corner goes over everyone and then somehow ends up in the back of the net. Who is that? Was that Blue Blackburn? I think it was. I'm hearing good job, Blue, and I think it was Blue Blackburn. We're going to give it to her for now. Great job by Blue, and that would be her 5th goal of the season. 1950. That looked like Blue to you too, right? Okay, thought so. So So it was Blue Blackburn. The assist is going to go to Mason Morton. Well placed by Mason Morton. And, you know, it was going to go into the bottom right of the goal if there wasn't a white jersey there, just hit off of their chest right into the waiting lap of the freshman. And I don't know how many of you are NBA fans, but Anthony Davis is not in concussion protocol as of right now. I don't know how many of you are watching a team specifically or just watching them all. I myself am a Suns fan. I'm very nervous that we are going to fall to Denver. Just gave away so much for Kevin Durant. We'll get back to soccer. I could go on a rant for hours about that. As the ball gets cleared all the way down here to the attacking third for Lander. Delaney Sullivan trying to stop Briley Bradshaw over there. Big size difference. And it gets past her, but it doesn't get past Annabelle Knockhazel over there. Now Knockhazel with the cross, and it goes past one Lyman player, but it doesn't go past the goalie. It gets blocked up there. 18:14 to go. Clock's a little behind as I was learning. The assist goes to Mason there. And it is 4-1. Apologies. Delaney Sullivan had a pass waiting for her. Gets stolen away by Alexis Walker. Now pushed up to Kennedy Bernard. And Bernard's not going to be able to get there in time. She kicked it up forward for someone. I think she was expecting Sullivan to start chasing it, and I don't think Sullivan wanted to. We're going to get a kick from the A of Lander here. 17:30 to go. The ball goes directly under Delaney Sullivan. Well done. Now a long kick. It's going to go right of the goal. Sullivan again, and now she's looking down at her ankle almost in a comedic way, like, come on, you were supposed to turn it a little bit more. 17:10 to go. Lander has not secured anything yet, but you would think that 3 goals from this Lyman team, the way they've looked today, is going to be hard in a matter of 17 minutes exactly. If they can even get out of their own way here in the defending third, Sabi has it. She's going to have their best opportunity. She passes it up, gets stolen away by Mason Morton. Morton kicks it up to Blue. Blue goes off her knees. And then the ball goes up to Knockhazel. She loses it, trying to stand there and play a little defense, and it goes past her and now goes all the way over, and Kennedy Bernard going to kick it out. Bernard, one of a few freshmen out there, but this night for seniors has gone extremely well so far. One of them has 3 goals. The other, knowing that she has a soccer career at LCCC, and I'm unsure if Anna Nielsen plans to play any sort of college soccer, but she is the other senior here. Blue Blackburn battling with Clegg at the halfway line, and then it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Blue, and Blue's not afraid to take on a much bigger player. And no, they let Bo Gregory throw it in, but Addie Weston was waiting right there. She's like, no, that's our ball. Big windup on the throw, and goes right to Bo Gregory with the header, and then past Delaney Sullivan. Nielsen steals it and tried to push it up, but couldn't get past Owen Hansen. And now Clegg almost got the lead. Not if Allie Atnip's going to be there. Kicked up and away. You'd think Lander would be running. You know, you want to get 1 or 2 more goals for your seniors. They're trying to get something working in the middle third a lot more rather than just kicking it down and seeing what happens. As Sabi here in the center circle with the left foot, she's going to kick it up, and it's going to go way down the line. It's going to be picked up by Aislinn Donahue. 15 minutes to go in this game. I'm going to try and get Coach Getz and all the seniors up here after the game. It's going to have to be quick as we are going to have a fun game ahead of us. The Lyman Eagles and the Lander Tigers going to be taking on each other, one of whom is going to be missing one of their best players. Sorry, I'm trying to read and look at this at the same time, making sure my camera doesn't go out also. And the ball goes all the way down here to the corner, gets stopped by Lyman, and then kicked high. And I think that was Harlow Baker. She kicks it up to Blue Blackburn. Now Nielsen has it. She passes it up fast for that Kennedy Bernard, and Kennedy Bernard can't get to it, but then Lyman kind of foolishly stops in front of it. You think that maybe she wanted to stop and turn and kick, but she just stops and it goes off her shins. A good stop, but it gets kicked up and pushed backwards on Lander here. Mason Morton has to stop, push it up to Tenley. Tenley over to Nielsen. Nice passes back and forth, some completions up until that last moment. Kennedy Bernard, that's where that experience and being with this first set team probably will kick in a little bit later after some time. She was getting great passes back and forth there and then went right past her. And now on this far side, there's a lot of white jerseys looking to take a shot, and not if they can't get it past her there. Gilly Wheeler, a long kick over to that far side touchline. It goes out of bounds. And I missed what happened, but I'm seeing the refs talk to someone. 12:56 to go, and it's going to be a free kick, and I'm wondering exactly what happened. Maybe a push. It's going to be Saby that takes it, though. And I think it was a push. There was a big scrum there in the middle for the ball, and that right around that area, and there was two white jerseys that kind of went flailing. One hit the dirt, and here we go. A line of 4 Lady Tigers stands in front of her in the goal. Saby looking for her second of the day. She kicks it high, but way right, so it's not going to be that as dangerous as her last one there with 12:20 to go. Just over 12 minutes to go now, and I'm trying to see if I can find the scores for that 4A West Regional so far. At the moment, no. But Lander taking on one of the only teams with just one win this year. Coming up after this, the Tigers taking on the 1-8 Lyman Eagles, and then a big push on Blue Blackburn, and it's going to end in a whistle there. See if we can get this kick by Mason Morton going to come from the 40-yard line. It's a little bit low, and it was going towards Blue Blackburn, but it was chested out by Lyman, and now Lyman going to try and clear it, and they're going to hope it doesn't go out of bounds, but it does right here. Let's check this website and see if we can get some scores from the 4A West Regional. Kicked out of bounds. Whistle, actually. So Riverton falls to Star Valley 2-1. That game just getting over about 2 hours ago. So the Riverton Wolverines are out of the tournament. That means that for the next 2 days, you'll be listening to the Lady Wolverines on YO Today's YouTube page as Annabelle Nachhazel takes a wild shot, and it goes over the goal. Two 2-1 score is, I'm sure, not what Riverton wanted to do, as the goal came from Caruth. That's not a huge surprise. Sean Caruth. Couple shots on goals by Saltzgaver, Caruth, Jordan Anderson. Anderson and Tarango. But just not enough. And so the Wolverines season has officially ended as we approach 9.5 minutes to go here. The drop kick from the goalie, Addie Nelson. Pretty far, but Lander's going to keep on coming away with it because Lyman just looks gassed as another shot from Knockhazel. And, ooh, she kind of grabs at that leg. That always scares me. And was that Knockhazel? No, that was Weston. I apologize. I was looking at the headband. Weston still got up, kind of grabbed that leg a little. Looks like she shook it off. Maybe she just stepped on it wrong. Saby stops the ball, and now Knockhazel again in the middle of everything as it gets past Tinley Reisig. No, it goes out of bounds. Last touch. Good job there by Tinley to kick the ball right into the legs. And when a game goes this way, you know these last 8 minutes really hurt if you're Lyman. But they are not giving up. They're trying to push. Look what they're doing now. Clegg, the only one that can get down here, though. And Clegg fights with Gilly Wheeler. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's last touch by Clegg. And we have a sub come in, and that is Georgia Chance for Addie Weston. Georgia looks like she got a bigger wrap on her arm. Easy to tell Georgia apart because she's always got some colorful wrap on her hand. The ball thrown in right to Georgia. Doesn't waste any time. She turns around and puts number 14, Addison Smith, on her behind. Now she passes it over to Kennedy. Kennedy passes it up to Knockhazel, and Knockhazel moves across the center circle up to Georgia. Georgia at the 30-yard line stops, turns, goes about 3 yards back. Now she pushes it up, and it's stolen away by Nebeker, and Nebeker gets it stolen away, but not before it's cleared all the way back to the middle third. Nice header by Rose to keep it alive and going in the Lyman direction. 7:15 to go. The ball gets thrown in and pushed on that side, and Georgia Chance had a good look on this side of the ball. She was battling with number 14, Addison Smith. Now a nice steal by Nielsen. Nielsen kicks it up to Knockhazel. Knockhazel over to Kennedy. Bernard. Back and forth. Nice passes up, but Annabelle Knockhazel looking for that extra pass, and no one was sprinting there. 6:30 to go. Coats are starting to come on. You can feel just a brisk wind, and it almost looks like rain is about to fall, but I will not try and jinx us there, knocking on wood. 6:20 to go. Ball girls getting multiple balls to Tinley Reisig on that far side. She throws in one. There was just three. There was 3 balls that were all thrown at Tinley, and she ended up having 2 more coming onto her heels there, and I thought it was going to be the yellow ball she picked up. She did not. She puts in the white one. Gets it over to Saby. Ooh, a whiff by Gilly Wheeler leads to a corralling there by Aislinn Donahue. She kind of giggles it off with Allie Atnip there. Gilly Wheeler doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And look at this. Delaney Sullivan moves past one. She got a great pass. And now Blue Blackburn going to take the shot. Didn't see what happened, but got a whistle. Oh, offsides before the shot ever happened. So good move by Sullivan. She got it off the chest and just moved with full speed all the way down. Offsides means that we're not getting a kick per se. We're going to go all the way down here to the 5-yard line. Nice kick right to Georgia Chance. The header goes underneath the foot of Sullivan, and Sullivan runs into a wall again, that time Bo Gregory. This one out of bounds, last touch by Lander. 4:45 to go as the track team starts to arrive for their practices as well. Allie Atnip chasing. She just kicks it up to Aislinn Donahue, and Donahue going to take a wild shot. Or not a wild shot, but a wild kind of retreat there and then kick back. Ooh! And that had to hurt over there, hitting the dirt. That's Tinley Reisig. The slide from Clegg. And they're going to ask Coach to come over. And she's got a bloody nose. I'm sure they'll fix that here. 4:15 is where we stop the clock. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Welcome back. It may not have been a bloody nose. She did have a lot of mud, or not mud, but stuff on her face there. And then I think she just got the wind knocked out of her because she did come back up and try and get back in the game. And the athletic trainer said, no, that's not how that's going to go. So they're on the sideline. I'm sure they're just going to keep her there for the last of the game here. As that ball goes out of bounds. 4 minutes to go. I'm going to take a quick little break here. Thank you, Coach. Coach Prin's going to send some seniors up here after the game, and it should be a good game as Lander working against one of the bottom teams in the 3A, the 1-9, I apologize, Lyman Eagles. They both lost in extra time yesterday against Mountain View, who Lander will be playing tomorrow at the home of the Buffaloes and Lady Buffaloes. That'll be a fun trip. I've made that Mountain View trip quite a few times now. I always end up passing by a lot of wild horses. The ball goes up to Weston. Weston gets it stolen away and kicked back up here to Eliza Clegg. Nice stop by Georgia Chance. Just puts a foot on the ball. And then that pass goes past everyone, and Kennedy Bernard going to run towards it with 2:43 to go. We're going to start it at 2:30 here. Just keep it with them as it is now 2:30 to go. And Lyman, a big stop there by Annabelle Knockhazel. She put her leg back a little bit, and while I was a little concerned, she definitely got it done there, putting her leg backwards while still moving forward. Now it goes nearing out of bounds, and it does go out of bounds. Last touch by Lander. A tough fall. Who was that? That was Saby. Saby went for almost like a bicycle kick, and they're going to give the Lander the ball here as that kick was way high. Good luck today, Coach. Stay warm. I think it's getting cold down there by all the jackets being put on. Cold weather is great football weather. Don't know about football weather, but it's great football weather. As Knockhazel extended the leg, passed it back out, and now Sullivan going to have another opportunity, and she puts another one in the back of the net with less than 2 minutes to go. 4 goals on the day for Delaney Sullivan, and the senior is having one heck of a fun last game. And you can just see Lyman being deflated. They're 97 seconds away, though, from getting back on the bus or going to the JV game and then getting back on the bus and looking towards the end of the season. Sullivan gets it again. What's she going to do with 90 seconds left? She gets it popped out. And then a hard fall. There's been a lot of hard falls in the last 10, 15 minutes here. At no fault to either team. 1:07 to go. Ball kicked all the way down. It's going to go out of bounds on that far side. Lander going to walk away with a win here. If they walk away with a win tomorrow, it's going to put them in great position in the 3A state tournament. The 3A state tournament next week. I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at the schedule. Lander would move to 7-5 today, and they'd move to 8-5 with a win tomorrow as Georgia Chance takes a wild shot, and it goes through the hands of the goalie and then bounces right out. A good shove by Bo Gregory puts Blue Blackburn on the floor, and now Georgia Chance going to have it again. Georgia, you could feel her wanting that shot. 14 seconds to go. Addie Weston on that far side. Lyman not giving up. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. That'll be game. And a 5-1 score is your finale. I'm going to go grab the seniors and be right back.
Some say healthcare is a calling. Taking care of others. It's who we are. It's what we do. And what we love. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been here. For the expected and the unexpected moments in life. As one of the region's largest employers, we're investing in our communities through donated services and charitable contributions. We're investing in our people, technologies, and facilities, so better care is more convenient and available to everyone, right here, close to you and the things that matter most. From maternity through maturity, from pediatrics to primary care, we're making a difference by improving life and health in our communities we love. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back to our Click It or Ticket post-game show here in Lander Valley. The girls winning 5-1 over the Lyman Lady Eagles. 4 goals by Delaney Sullivan. We're going to talk to her in a minute, as well as the other 2 seniors. The other goal coming from Blue Blackburn on kind of a bang-bang play. Mason Morton with a free kick got right into the middle of the goal box and got past enough players. Blue Blackburn just saw the ball on the ground, took a shot, and it went right in. 15 minutes to go until the boys' game, and I can see Coach Getz bringing the girls up here shortly. So when we come back, we're going to talk to our Papa Murphy's player of the game. For reference, I did, as I get this up, I did give the Gatorade player of the game to Blue Blackburn with that extra goal. Just really put the nail in the coffin, and you could tell that that Blue was just right in the right place at the right time, almost like on a Hail Mary in football. When the player that doesn't make the catch is there, he puts a hand in the air and swats it down, and sometimes it lands right in the receiver's arms that's just running up, and just you got to be a little short. You can't be too long, and right there was perfectly placed. So we'll be right back with our Papa Murphy's player of the game and the rest of the seniors on their last home game.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes. If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
Hey there, how's your day going? Frustrating. My car's check engine light came on and they can't take it in till next week. And then Max, our Rottweiler, chewed up my glasses and I'm going to have to wait at least a week to get another pair. It seems you have to wait for everything important. I know the feeling. Some things seem to take forever to get done. Forgot to ask, how's your day? I had to take my daughter into the clinic to have her arm looked at. Let me guess. You had to wait to get an appointment. What was it, 1 week, 2 weeks? Same day. What? Same day? We go to Hot Springs Health. They offer same-day appointments at all their clinics. Riverton, Shoshone, Thermopolis, Worland, and Basin. You just call the clinic and you have an appointment in a matter of minutes. It's easy and so convenient. Wow, so Hot Springs Health actually values our time? Thanks for the advice. Now if I could only get a same-day appointment for Max. He hasn't been the same since he ate my glasses. He keeps running around and making a spectacle of himself.
For more information or directions, please visit hotspringshealth.com, your hub of healthcare in the Basin.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter.
Welcome back to the Click It or Ticket postgame show. They're taking a little bit longer than I thought to get up here, so I'm going to kind of just jump in and out of our Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show, and it's all going to start with the loss of Callum Wheeler. How do you continue to replace injured players? As soon as this team has gotten healthy, a player has gotten injured. They've only had one game with all of them fully healthy, and Callum Wheeler, while he is healthy, will not be able to play today due to a red card penalty in the last game, and that came right after they lost the lead, or the tie, I should say, with 7.5 minutes to go. Just one word too far with the ref, and that led from the yellow card to the red card. And so the senior going to be unable to play here on his last night, but they're going to find ways to get around, and that's going to have to start with Otis Beeson on the defensive line and Carter Ayers on the offensive line. I do see Carter out there working out. He was not at the last game due to a concussion, so we're going to see what he can do if he is playing today. You know the offense starts with him. Defense is going to have to start with Otis Beeson. And then in the middle, you got some strong shooters with Finn Richards and Craig Hansen with the header on Tuesday. He's showing a lot of signs of high IQ play throughout the entire game, finally starting to come to fruition here late in the season. On top of that, I mean, you obviously got the long list of Bear Blackburn, Carter Ayers, and Silas Wheeler. When they get in a move together, when they get in a groove together, they are able to find each other in spaces you wouldn't think imaginable. So hopefully they can find that groove, as they are going to be needing it today and tomorrow to keep their record at possibly 500. I believe they're 4-7, so 2 wins today would equal 6-7, so that's going to be their best possible ending, but that's closer than 4-9, so to say. So they're going to have to work with what they get today. No Callum Wheeler, and Lyman looking to upset the Lander Tigers on their own home field one last time, as we see the girls coming up here now, and I'll set up and be right back after one commercial break right here.
Your friends and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
The Stock Dock is proud to serve all of Fremont County and surrounding areas. They are dedicated to providing the highest level of veterinarian medicine along with friendly and compassionate service. They service all pets of shapes and sizes, between dogs and cows and cats and horses. They treat your animal like it's their own. The Stock Dock.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Welcome back to the Click It or Ticket post-game show. I'm joined here by this is what we have to do. I'm joined here with the seniors that are on their home field for the last time. Annabelle Knockhazel, Anna Nielsen, and Delaney Sullivan. Annabelle's got the mic on. First off, how's the knee? I see an ice pack on it.
It's all right.
better news than I was expecting. So
Good. We saw you start today, and I was like making sure that everything was good. And you played most of that second half. In that second half, you guys really locked down on defense, and that started with you. How'd that go?
We moved Anna to more of a defensive midfield position, which I think helped because we definitely got gassed in our first half. And Delaney and I work really well up top. So when we have Anna at that defensive midfield position, it helps our fluidity getting up top.
Yeah, totally. And Anna's had a strong season shooting the ball. You guys all have. Delaney here had 4 goals. How important is it, especially heading into state? Everyone gets looks at the goals, but man, that leaves Delaney wide open, leaves you wide open, it leaves Anna wide open. You guys are getting wide open shots every couple minutes here.
Yeah, it's definitely important for up top for us to draw Delaney, draw her defenders out of the middle so she has an opportunity to shoot. And when she recognizes that when she doesn't have that opportunity to swing it to Anna for a shot or to me.
And then, of course, the other goal being scored by Blue. How's that feel as seniors to watch freshmen get their due like that?
I think it's really awesome to know that we have some good girls coming up and have some depth in our team.
Cool. Last question for you here. As a senior, what's been your favorite memory? I know you said it on senior night, but what's been your favorite memory on the pitch here?
I think this year senior night was super special. Having our first pink game and playing with girls that I've played with my whole life.
Awesome.
It was really special.
And you also played with Coach Getz your whole life. When did you start playing for him?
I think I moved here in 2nd grade, so since then.
Wow. And how does that feel that you're able to start with him and end with him before you go to college?
Really amazing. I'm extremely grateful. He has believed in me since the beginning, and he's been my #1 supporter.
He's going to start crying. You can hand it over to Anna here. We'll talk to Anna Nielsen. Had a couple goals on the season. And Anna, what's really grown in your game, not just senior year, but since freshman year all the way to here? How much in your own eyes have you grown, especially as a football player?
I think it's really confidence, too.
Football player.
A lot. Definitely confidence, learning to trust your team, being able to see positionally where you need to be and shift that, based on where you need to be. Especially playing with people forever, you really learn how they play and learn to play with them, and that has got us far.
So, leaning on that, you're going to go even further with the 3A state tournament next week. What does this team got to do to just roll all the way to the state championship once again?
I think it's keeping our faith in each other, our confidence, just being able to keep playing like we have been, really having confidence in each other to know what they're doing and to just keep going. And
you had Coach Getz at a young age too, right?
Yep.
When did you start?
As soon as I started when I was 8.
8 years old.
Yep.
Playing little Tiger football.
All of us together.
Yeah, and so how does it feel, again, same question, you were able to start, you had a couple coaches in between, now you got Coach Getz at the very end watching you as a senior.
I don't even know if I really had any coaches in between. It's just kind of always how it's been. It's always been us. It's a really full circle moment, and it feels really good just to get to end on such a good note.
Awesome. What's Mountain View going to look like tomorrow? I know we got to use your knee sparingly over here, so how are we going to work together tomorrow to get a win on Mountain View and head into state with a winning?
I think the same way we started Cody. We started off really strong, moving fast, passing. If we're just able to keep doing that and hold our own the same way we were Cody, then we'll be good.
Hey, congratulations on the win. Why don't you hand it over to our Papa Murphy's player of the game here. After scoring 4 goals, she's got to be hungry for some pizza, I'm sure. That might not be the best
Yeah, I'm actually going to make my
food.
special trip to Riverton to use this right now. I'm so excited about it.
You can do that. How did it feel? You got one and then one right back to back. I mean, within a minute of each other.
I think I kind of needed the second one. That girl shoved me from the back. So it was more aggression than anything, I think. I didn't think that I was actually going to score it. I just straight shot it.
Well, hey, at the end of the day, you got 4, and you added on to your grand total. You also, like we said earlier, your ability to get open leaves girls double teaming you, and that leaves people like Blue Blackburn to score. Yeah. How much are you going to rely on these girls and the rest of the girls down there in state when you can't get a shot off?
I think that I've done a really good job at this whole year at trying to utilize my players because the past 2 years I haven't as much. My #1 goal was just to score, and I wouldn't say that I was selfish, but I didn't look to my passing opportunities as much as I did. Those girls are always on my 18 if I'm back, so if I just turn and I can pass it back to them, they typically always have an open shot. And they also know that they can recycle it as well because they have the skills to do that. So just know that we don't have to rush it.
Well said. And yeah, this is your last night as a Lady Tiger. You told me your favorite memory was winning state. What was your favorite memory here on the pitch?
The senior night last year. We were playing Worland. It was absolutely downpouring. And we were playing in overtime. Mm-hmm. And I scored that goal on the pitch. This would be my favorite memory. Game-wise.
And that was with Coach Montero.
Yeah.
Now you got Coach Getz. And when did you start underneath him?
I think I started in second grade with them, but I'm an 05, they're an 04, so I always got tossed around. So it'd always be like the fall season I got to be with Scott and the older kids, and then the spring season I'd go back down. And so I think that also taught me a lot.
And how's it feel without any tears in your eyes? How's it feel that your last night you got to be with Coach Getz?
Let's just say Scott and I have had a roller coaster of a relationship. I think that he's always... I don't think I've ever understood the game as much as I do now. And finishing it off with him and being the player that I am today, without him, I don't think I would be here, not even going to play college soccer. So, I don't know. I think it's a full circle moment. I really appreciate everything that he's done for me and believing in me and teaching me how to love the game.
Well, hey, congratulations on a great game, great season. Can't wait for Mountain View tomorrow. You three girls, be careful on the knee, but you guys can leave if you want. I'm going to talk to Coach Getz here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Delaney's got to go to Cyril. She's in trouble. Dun, dun, dun. Coach Getz, I wish I had more time with you. We got 1 minute here. And we can even we can eke into their starting lineups here. First off, the win. It obviously kind of ran through Delaney, but you guys had good looks on the shot all day long.
Yeah, I think we started off, we were moving the ball pretty well. We were pretty strong defensively, but we were tired from the Cody game, so we weren't quite as sharp. We weren't quite as active as we normally would be. And when they got that first goal, it was a lot tighter game than what we kind of had hoped for. So what we talked about is halftime is, we got another big game tomorrow that we need to get through.
I want to move your chair up. Cyril's going to get through here. Sorry.
Another game tomorrow that we need to get through. I was really proud of the way they managed the second half. They controlled the tempo of the game in the second half, and that's what really allowed us to create those other opportunities that we needed to give us a little bit of cushion in the game. So I was really happy with how they played in the second half. I know they're tired, but they managed the time and the game and the tempo very well in that half.
They were definitely tired. I saw some tiredness from Annabelle. She played a lot more in the second half than the first half. Are you trying to load manage her at all?
Yes.
That's kind of the goal for the next week?
Yeah, we need to get another win tomorrow, but that's part of it, is to try and get her as much time as possible going into state to be ready to play for the whole 80 minutes that she needs to be out on the field. So yeah, we're trying to manage her minutes a little bit.
Well, I saw you put in a lot of freshmen today. You had you always have Georgia Chance, but today you put in Kennedy. I saw you put in Aurelia, Blue Blackburn, obviously having a great game. What are you trying to get out of these freshmen in these final couple home games? You just trying to see what you have ready for state, or are you trying to maybe get them some experience and get them ready for state?
Well, it's a combination of both, really, and trying to put them in places where we can have some of our seniors around them to help them as we, move up and down the field, be able to communicate with them and talk to them, about their positional awareness and things along those lines. Makes a big difference in how they develop confidence and how they develop, because we have, some quality players around them that can help guide them on the pitch. So Kennedy really gave us some good minutes today in that midfield role. It's not something she's really familiar with, but made some nice passes, stepped to pressure nicely. She's a versatile player. She, it's her first year ever playing soccer.
Oh, wow. You wouldn't know it from watching her.
No, there's a lot of potential there for sure. Aurelia has a lot of potential as well. It's her first year ever playing soccer. I mean, outside of, from being really little. So there's, we have a lot of work to do still with our younger players, but there's a lot of potential there.
And last question. I know I told all the girls up here I wanted to get the seniors up here because this is your first year as coach, but yet this is not your first year coaching these girls. You have known these girls and coached these girls for, almost a decade and a half for most of them. So what does it feel like, kind of this full circle moment? I heard it from two of your girls, to be able to watch them at the beginning and kind of give them up in the middle, and then you get them at the end when they're full grown.
Well, and been the assistant for the last 4 years, and Coach Montero is wonderful coach. He did a great job with them. So I have been with them for
on the JV. I remember last year
pretty
too.
much nonstop for their careers. There was a big part of me that wanted to come back and coach after my daughter graduated because of a handful of girls that are still playing, and I wanted to be able to see them through. And I couldn't be more proud of all three of them. They have just been amazing all year long. They mean a lot to me.
Well, you got even more coming up, and I did see Emma down there, so I'll let you go down there and hang out with her. Congrats on the win. We'll see you tomorrow in Mountain View.
Thank you.
Thank you. As we are up and at 'em here with the boys, we get the starting lineups brought to you by Sutherland's. And we'll get out of the post-game show. Hopefully Coach isn't too mad at me for making him cry a little. And this Sutherland starting lineup brought to you by, of course, Sutherland's, your home improvement store. If you need the hammer, the nails, the wood, or anything in between, go visit Sutherland's in Riverton off of North Federal Boulevard. So, let's see here for the boys of Lyman. Just a Galaxy uniform on the goalie. Number 1, Gage Nielsen. Number 2, McCoy Smith, both seniors. Number 5, Cope Thomas. Number 6, Thomas Cragg. How am I going to say this last name? Let's make sure we get this here. So number 7, Caleb Smith. Number 10, Jared Babcock. Number 16, Kaysen Hill. Number 20, Odin I. Number 21, Remy Brewer. Number 24, Wyatt Nebeker. Great to get that last name again. And I believe that's it. Lots of seniors on this team. And then for your Lander Tigers, as we're going to get kind of all jumbled up here, Sawyer Knockhazel getting this. No, that's Colton Laird. That's Bear Blackburn, Silas Wheeler, Carter Ayers, Finn Richards. Number 9. That's Tanner Ayers. He's getting the start today in exchange for Callum. Then you got Otis Beeson, Sequel Lozier, Sawyer Knockhazel, and Logan Witzke. That's your Sutherland starting lineup. That's been our Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show. Let's get right back into it here as we wait for the whistle. 40 minutes to go. Lander and Lyman, they need the win. Definitely a big day for a win here. Not only heading into state, but just trying to get that record up as we get the start here. And right away, Lyman moves it right into the attacking third. Witzke stops first, though, and he's able to put it up. I'm going to move my camera back to where it was before we had our guests. And big appreciation to those guests as well. As number 16, Kaysen Hill, he moves almost past everyone, but then it gets pushed out, and Bear Blackburn couldn't get to it in time right here on the near side. Throwing it in is Caleb Smith. Got a big wrap on his arm. And a whistle on the push. It's going to go against Lander. I think that was Carter Ayers with the pink stocking cap on. And a long shot on goal quickly by Lyman goes to the left of the goal there and goes out the back of the goal line. As we also have to do some work here. And you can hear the coach from Lyman saying, push up, push up. That coach being Terry Hill and Carrie Saby. The Sabies are obviously a soccer family, and now one of them moving all the way down the other way. One of Lyman, I should say, not a Saby. And now it gets picked up by Colton Laird. Nicely done to get it back. He gives it over to Silas. Silas pushes it to Carter in the middle. Carter has to go all the way back, but then kicks it nicely here to this near side touchline to Logan. Logan kicks it and goes off the foot of Caleb Smith, and then a long lead for Kaysen Hill goes kind of awry. Now Lozier has to just kind of kick it out, but he ends up saving it, pushes it right to Witzke. Good job. Now Carter Ayers pushes past one, pushes past another. Silas Wheeler in the center circle. A good lead for Finn, just about one step too long. The throw-in basically just goes right to Lander, and they almost kick it out with Tanner Ayers. the sophomore, getting the start for Callum Wheeler. Callum there helping Coach Prinz call some plays. And right here, we're just waiting on the throw, and no ball boy over there to get him the ball, and now he throws it into Finn Richards. Finn, it goes off his foot, and actually went off Lyman because he tried to get it in between him and Finn. Tanner throws it into Carter, the Ayers brothers, and now Carter steals it, pushes it towards the middle. He's got a good look at Bear Blackburn, and the ball gets stopped up by Bear, and he tries to push it back, and Carter just wasn't in play for it. 37:09 to go. Finn Richards has it at the halfway line. He moves to the right, and he goes all the way down to Colton Laird. Colton Laird, the speedy guy. He's going to move past one, gets it past two, puts a shot in. Oh, Bear Blackburn, it looked good from up here. Oh, it went past two white jerseys and a black jersey right into the lap and waiting leg of Bear Blackburn, and that would have been a great way to open this game. Great pass by Colton. Nonetheless there, as the goal kick perfectly stopped by Gage Nielsen. Bear Blackburn now has it on the far side. Something happened. I must have missed that. We're going to get a stoppage of time here at 36:24. And that is Silas Wheeler taking a shot. And the athletic director comes over. We're going to take a quick commercial break while he talks to the athletic trainer.
Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Silas Wheeler got up on his own power. 36:24 to go. Didn't see who came in for him. Let's see a number that we don't know. Finn Carter. Oh, Craig Hansen came in. Craig got the header goal against Cody the other day. The lone goal for these Lander Tigers that day, losing to the Cody Bronx. And Cody having a good season so far. They should be kind of scary next weekend, as this pass goes perfectly to Carter Ayers, but I don't know if he was ready for it. It goes off the top of his foot. He turns around one, turns around two, tries to pass it back to Colton Laird, ends up getting picked up by Gage Nielsen, and then Laird falls on it. Good hustle there. Witzke fakes like he's going to head it, and number 7, Caleb Smith, much taller. He gets it, but he kicks it right back, right to Finn Richards. Laird off his foot, back to Finn. Finn moves past Nielsen, or tries to anyway. He goes back towards the middle of the pitch, and Nielsen ends up stealing it. Lozier doesn't get to it in time, and now it's Sawyer running for his life to get to that far side. Otis Beeson finally gets up, and now it's going to be Lozier taking it in that corner. It's going to go out of bounds. Who's it going to go out of bounds on? Oh, they're going to call it off Lyman. Good call, as he kind of kicked it up off his shins. Doesn't matter. Lyman gets it right back, takes a shot. It's going to go far left and far high there, as we're starting to get some rain clouds coming in, some storm clouds, I should say. 35 minutes to go in this first half. Good to see the camera and the internet finally getting along with me today. We're going to be showing up early at Mountain View tomorrow to make sure that nothing happens like that on the final game of the regular season. 3:30 and 5:30 as a pass goes down to Bear Blackburn. Nice little hop step, kind of pushes it forward for Craig Hansen. Hansen gets tripped up by number 20, Odin Iyer. Now Bear has it. Bear fakes a pass. Now he just kicks it high for Colton, but the goalie going to run up right to the edge of that goal box and grab it. Goal kick Came all the way down to Witzke at the end of this, at the end of this center circle. Ooh, and then the ball goes off of Lander. It should be now number 5, Cope Thomas, tries to kick it back in, and I think it would have been Lyman's ball if he had let that go. But instead he tries to kick it, and when he goes, he kicks it out of bounds. Ooh, the ball boy fell in the rocks. Hope he's okay. I don't know why we don't have more balls. We have one ball on this side, and they just are waiting and waiting. That took about 25, 30 seconds off the clock. 33:25 to go. And all that just to throw it right into Gage Nielsen. And then Cody Elliott was looking to grab the ball. And I think that was Sawyer, was it not? Yeah, Sawyer kicked it up in the air right as Cody Elliott was running to come get it. Lucky that didn't go poorly there. Didn't see Cody behind him, I'm sure. Cody's got to use his voice in that situation. That could have been dangerous. Either way, Otis Beeson gets the throw, and he gets a little high kick down here. And number 20, Odin Iyer, he overshoots it. And now it looks like a whiff because he was the last line of defense, but the ball bounces until they can get back up there. And now over there is Finn Richards on the right side. He's going to take a shot with the right foot, and it's good into the bottom of the net. Finn with a goal. And Lyman's fans looking at another 1-0 deficit to start their day here. This one by Finn Richards. Congrats, my dude. I love talking to Finn. He feels like one of those stereotypical surfer dudes from those movies. I don't know why. It may just be the hair, but the way he talks, the way he laughs, it just seems like he's in the right area up here. Cody Elliott corrals it, and he's going to drop kick it deep right towards the middle of the pitch here. Goes off one Lyman player right into Carter Ayers. Ayers gets it stolen away right away again. And I'm noticing no Eric Harms on the field actually for the first time. I hope he's okay. He would have been my main idea as a replacement for Callum, trying to figure something out. Colton Laird tries to kick it back, and it goes off the foot of Hansen. Hansen looked right at it, goes off his foot. It's going to go out of bounds off of Lyman, who tried to stop it. So a throw-in right to Colton. Gets past one player, now goes right to Carter. Colton couldn't get to it. Carter tries to move through one, and now a little scrum over there. And I think he landed on it and got a handball on it, and that's what the flag was for. So now a low kick by the goalie all the way down. Nicely done while Lander's backs are all turned. Now look at this. That's what happens. They're going to get towards the attacking third. Otis Beeson, though, he is going to put a foot and clog your ideas up right there. 31-12 to go. Finn Richards on that far side. He's moving with speed all the way down that touchline. He's end up passing it up to Craig. Craig over to Bear. Bear lets it go through his legs. Nicely done. Witzke going to look at the shot. And Witzke doesn't take a whole lot from that defensive line standpoint. He kicked that one like a field goal. That went over the uprights. In between the A and the N. Lyman still looking for a goal here. Lander with one thanks to Finn Richards. Got to write that down. Finn doing a good job this season, adding in extra offense whenever they need it. Sometimes they need it more than other times, but if Carter Ayers is being double-teamed or having a bad game or, knock on wood, not in the game, Finn Richards has taken quite a few good shots as another shot by Lyman goes right into the heel of Witzke. Goes high, a header high, and now Carter Ayers has to bully ball number 1, Gage Nielsen, to get it. Now Finn and Craig back and forth. A long kick. Oh, went right over the head of Bear Blackburn. It's going to go right into the hands of the goalie. Long kick only 10 minutes into this game. Feels like it's been quite a while. But 10 minutes in, and it's 1-0. Finn Richards has it in the middle of the pitch. Small pass to that far side over to Colton Laird. Laird moves up. He's going to have to stop and cross. He stops, gets it back, and that is Silas. No, that's Bear over there. Gets stolen away by Lyman anyway, and now Otis Beeson having to play some defense. Gets past him to Caleb Smith. Smith gives it back, and now a header by Lozier. Where's that Lozier? That's... No, I'm going to keep getting that wrong. That's Tanner Ayers with a nice header, and now Lander working in the defensive third. A Lyman player gets it at the 29-yard line, passes it up to Caleb Smith. He stops and turns. He's looking for some sort of player to take a shot. He's not in the right position. And then pushed out by Tanner Ayers. Nicely done. Gives his team a little bit of a break to try and figure out how they're going to play this. The throw-in past one Lyman player, and now it's going to be Hansen with it. Hansen, a good lead. No offsides. Bear Blackburn on the near side moves up against number 11, Morgan Hatch. The behind-the-back pass to Carter Ayers. He stops around one, takes a shot. It goes in. Goal for Carter Ayers. Carter with a great assist by Bear Blackburn to make it 2-0, 2-0 as they like to call it. .14 to go. And just like that, man, Carter Ayers. Clock starts. Ball goes. Oh, Logan Witzke put a foot all the way up in the clouds to get that one. Then he gets crossed over by Caleb Smith. Caleb going to take a long shot. It was actually a good, well-placed shot. Cody Elliott was just standing right in front of it. Colton Laird gets the long pass, and he's going to run all the way down past the halfway line. Another good kick up to Bear Blackburn, who's going to have to stop and cross at some point. He's going up against Tyden Hill, a senior, and that Hill steals it and kicks it right back. And didn't see that card. He's given a yellow card, though. Who is that? A yellow card on Bear Blackburn, and he doesn't know why. And they're not going to clock. They're not going to stop the clock here. So 27-18. We're about 2 seconds behind. As now coming in is number 1, Gage Hampton. So Gage Hampton coming in. Bear Blackburn trying to explain himself over to his coach. He just told him to take a breather. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal in a game like this. As long as he doesn't get another one and it turns into a red card, that's when we have an issue, as we see today with Callum Wheeler. But so far, so good. No Callum. Boy, what moves over on that far side to get past two much bigger players as Craig Hansen, or I'm sorry, Sequel Lozier was able to get the fancy feet moving. Now Hampton passes it up to Craig Hansen, and a nice slide by Tyden Hill keeps that from going any further. Throwing it in is going to be Hampton, I think. He gives it right to Witzke. Witzke back to Carter at the 35-yard line. He passes it up to Otis Beeson in the middle of the pitch. Now over to Finn. Finn up to Otis. They had to kick it back, and a rare miss by Carter Ayers leads to Lyman getting the ball right in the middle third. Not if Beeson's not going to be there. He's got to stop and start. He turns up the pressure, gets it up to Finn, and then takes a kind of a left-footed shot. I don't know if that was meant to be a pass for Colton Laird, but it didn't really connect either way. 25-45 to go. The ball goes back to Craig. I need a coffee. That's what I need. Now in the middle of the pitch on this near side, Witzke throws it perfectly to Beeson, goes off his chest, and then number 11, Morgan Hatch, tries to get around him and slips. Finn Richards now has it. Finn, stops well. Number 7, Caleb Smith, stopped in his tracks, but eventually ends up giving it away to Gage Nielsen. Nielsen in the middle third now takes a long crossing pass, almost gets to number 15, Cash Platts. Great name. Is that 15 or 16? Oh, 16 is Kaysen Hill. And him and Sawyer Knockhazel battling for a position there, and Knockhazel ends up kicking it out of bounds. So throwing it in is going to be Caleb Smith. Throws it into McCoy Smith. I'm sure they've played soccer together for a while. They know each other's tendencies, and Caleb going to take a long cross. It's stolen away by Otis Beeson in the middle of the defending third. They're going to have to kick it around. Stops, puts it up to Witzke. Witzke gets it up to Beeson, who's stuck in between two players and has to give it back to Sequel Lozier. Now over on that far side, Cope Thomas moves past one player, is going to take the shot. Oh, it hits the goalpost. Stays inside. Cody Elliott dove for it, and you could almost, I don't know if you could hear it on the mic, but I could hear it down there. It goes right off the right goalpost and bounces inside, and Cody Elliott immediately got up. Carter Ayers coming out, Silas Wheeler coming in. Looks like he is okay. Or is that Bear? Am I an idiot? That is Bear. I am an idiot. Kind of similar looking hair. Bear Blackburn off of his yellow card comes in. I'm sure he's got something to prove. Great pass for Colton Laird from about 30 yards out. And now Finn sprinting down the pitch. He has to stop, moves past one Lyman player, moves past the second. He almost gets it. He does. He gets it up to Bear Blackburn. He's triple teamed, tries to get it up to Gage Hampton, and it goes out of bounds. And that's going to be last touch by Lander. You're going to get a goal kick here. And that is upsetting because that looked like a straightaway goal for Finn Richards. Just didn't have the speed to keep up with the ball. And so he passed it over as soon as he got to it. And that just led to two opportunities just sorely missed. I'm sure they won't miss him forever. It's 23:08 to go in the first half, and it's still 2-0. So it's not like the end of the world. That would have just been a great addition to this game, especially no Carter Ayers to come out, and to come out and prove that you can do this without one of your biggest offensive pieces here. Bear Blackburn, nicely placed pass for Colton Laird in between two players. The ball gets stopped, kicked in the air a little bit. Now Colton has to work through another two, and Gage Hampton got to it, but not in time. Beeson has to stop it from going any further in the middle third. He gets over to Finn Richards. Richards lets it go back to Tanner Ayers, and Ayers going to just kick it deep. The ball off of Caleb Smith's feet. He moves right past two Lander players, and by moves, I mean he battles through two of them, and the ball gets kicked way out of bounds. Last touch by Lander. Caleb Smith, the junior, going to throw it in here. 22 minutes to go, and that throw goes right off the shin of McCoy Smith. He was moving with a lot of kinetic energy, and that pushed the ball way past the back of the goal line. So we're going to get a goal kick here. I'm going to try and take a seat while we do this one. It's been a long day for yours truly. Still putting together the Ranger and Lander Journal sports section. There will be pictures from this game as well as the game from Cody in this weekend's Lander Journal, Fremont County Sports Edition. We'll also have some news on the Riverton Wolverines. They lost 2-1 today in the 4A West Regional Tournament out in Rock Springs, and they lost that in overtime as they scored one early, and it was 1-0 for quite a while. And then with 3 minutes to go, Star Valley tied it up at 1, and 5 minutes into overtime, it was Star Valley 2-1. That is how the Wolverines season is going to end. Lady Wolverines still have probably the best odds to come out of that regional tournament as champions. Definitely have some of the best odds at 4A state tournament next weekend, as that will be in Rock Springs near us in Green River, where we'll be at the 3A state tournament. And on that far side, Lyman gets it past Lozier. No, he doesn't. Lozier battles back, puts his butt into the stomach of the Lyman player and moves it all the way down pitch nicely. Then Tanner Ayers with a big jump for the header. It goes over his head. Back pass to Nielsen, and stopped from getting into the hands of Cody Elliott by Knockhazel again. And I think him and Cody are talking about him doing that. That's the second time that Cody Elliott was in a good position to catch the ball, and Sawyer Knockhazel got right in front of it. This time it goes out the back of the goal line. There's 2 balls on the pitch. There we go. We're going to get one out of the way. Taking this kick for them is going to be number 6, Thomas Cragbeck. The ball is high. It lands in a Lyman player. Is that number 10? I believe it was. I believe that was Jared Babcock. And ends up going Lander's way, though, as we zoom out here. Otis Beeson, a long pass, too long, but it gets stopped by Tyden Hill. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Hill. Under halfway to go in this second half. The ball gets thrown in past Colton Laird, and Laird has been just trying to catch up with the ball for most of the game. Ball gets thrown out, and it's going to be Lander ball again. The goalie, just a little bit too much mustard on it. The ball gets thrown in just poorly, just like really sloppily, and it goes towards Lyman. And now we're going to do this all over again as it gets into the hands of the goalie. Off a long kick, and now a drop kick goes right at the halfway line towards Caleb Smith. Him and Logan Witzke kind of battled for it there. Then it's going to go out of bounds right in front of Gage Hampton. Hampton's going to throw it in. Not until a sub comes in. That's Carter Ayers coming in for Gage Hampton. And that's... I didn't see who came in, but Kaysen Hill, the freshman, leaving. So the throw-in from Witzke now goes off of the foot of Lyman. It's going to go all the way out. And is that going to be a corner kick? Or is that going to be a throw-in? It's going to be a throw-in. Just barely went out of bounds before the back of the goal line and gets it into Carter Ayers. He could turn and burn. He's going to end up just passing it back to Otis Beeson. Beeson, his shot goes right of the goal line. And that'll be a goal kick incoming. I think this is this goalie's third straight in about 3 minutes. In between the N and the D was the goal kick, and now it's going to go back that way. Lander, Bear Blackburn moves to that far side. Bear tries to pass it up to Colton Laird. Back to Finn Richards. And now Tanner Ayers does what he's been doing pretty much this whole game and kicking it deep right into the middle of the attacking third. This time it gets picked up by Carter. Bear steps over it awkwardly. Ends up going back to Colton Laird. Colton Laird up to Silas. Oh, and that wasn't Silas. That was Finn Richards with a long goal. And, of course, the celebration. Finn Richards with his second goal of the day. And Lyman's coach not happy, saying you need to shake that off, get back on offense. Finn Richards, though, a very happy man. 16:54 to go in this first half. This might be one of Lyman's best opening halves, and they're doing it without their all-stater Callum Wheeler. 3-0. And Lander has just blown the roof off of this scoreboard in this first half. 24 minutes in, and we're already at 3-0. 3-0, as they like to call it. Bear Blackburn gets the ball on that far side from Colton. Tries to get it back to Colton, ends up getting it stolen. Kicked out of bounds, though, and he's going to throw it in immediately to Carter Ayers. Ayers has to go backwards with it. Gets it to Lozier. Lozier lowballs it and gets kicked out of the way by Cope Thomas. Ooh, and then Otis Beeson going to be called for a shove in the back there. So we're going to get a free kick here. Number 2, McCoy Smith, took the bulk of that damage. He's going to take this kick, too, from the 47. He's not going to wait for very much as he gets it all the way down, headed away by Logan Witzke nicely. Carter Ayers does that little sliding foot move he likes to do. Gets past number 11, and then Morgan Hatch, the number 11 in general there, is turns around, tries to get him up, Ends up getting it out of bounds. Last touch by Lyman. Lyman throws it in. Bear Blackburn was in the middle of two white jerseys, and then everyone lets it go all the way to the center circle where Cope Thomas has it. Gets a big lead for Caleb Smith, and then Sawyer Knockhazel kicks it out of bounds, slides into it actually. Now Caleb back and forth. He kicks it too far towards the middle of the pitch, and it gets kicked away by Lander. We're going to stand back up here. Craig Hansen has it on this near side touchline. He throws it in over Finn, right to Bear, and then it's kicked out of bounds again, this time by Titan Hill. Finn throws it in again, this time to Craig. Craig goes volley through number 11, Morgan Hatch's legs. Now Bear Blackburn back and forth, stops and goes, tries to get a triangle pass from Finn, back and forth. They're just kicking at each other's ankles, and then it goes finally into the feet of Lyman, and they kick it deep. Past Lozier. Lozier heads it short, tries to hope that Otis Beeson right there can get to it, and he does. Beeson over to Tanner. Tanner, the pass a little bit less powerful than he wanted it to be. Logan Witzke up to Craig Hansen. Now Finn has it. He gets it all the way up to Craig, and Craig's going to not be offsides. Craig's going to take this shot. Hopefully he does. It's just a little low and slow as the slide by number 20, Odin Iyer, kind of kept him from getting full momentum there. 14:10 to go. And Lander gets this ball right to Carter Ayers. Colton Laird tries to get it up to Bear and ends up getting knocked back to Finn. Finn with the left foot goes a little high. That would have been a hat trick for Finn in the first half. He's feeling it today. And with 13:38 to go, I don't see why not. Take as many shots as you want, young man. Goal kick goes almost perfectly to Craig Hansen, who steps up on it. Pushed back by Lyman, and now Carter Ayers battling with McCoy Smith in the middle. He puts it up to Bear Blackburn, who jumps up in the air to get it. Bear stops, puts a shot on it, and the left foot goes left of the goal. And the goalkeeper definitely getting a workout today. He's going to low ball this one right to Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith up here to Thomas Cragback. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, so apologies to the family. I always know which names I'm just going to butcher. Cragbake. And now Craig Hansen, speaking of Craig gets it all the way down to the corner. Lyman stops it instead of letting it go. Then a little shoving leads to a whistle, and that is Odin Iyer down there. And it's going to be Lyman ball from the spot. That's about 2 yards into the end zone here. Craig Hansen almost steals it and ends up getting it ricocheted into Finn Richards' feet there. Now Bear Blackburn with a long crossover to Colton. They're trying to get Colton into this game for sure. Bear Blackburn misses it, and Finn tried to get up to it, not before the goalie, though. The goalie got it first. Ooh, dangerous look there for number 5, Cope Thomas and Tanner Ayers. And that one going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Lander. 11:50 to go. Cope Thomas gets the inbound pass, and it just goes right off his chest out of bounds. Lyman fans definitely a little upset at no call on something, I guess. I wasn't watching wherever they were seeing, but Lander moving into the last 11 minutes here with a 3-0 lead. That ball goes out of bounds on Lyman. And then a missed kick there by Craig Hansen. It's going to go out of bounds. Again, last touch by Lyman. I think if number 12, that is Titan Hill, if he was a little smarter, he may have just let that one go. Colton Laird coming out now. So as I say that, coming in is Gage Hampton. Gage, a sophomore, getting a lot of playing time these last couple weeks. Craig Hansen going to throw it in directly to Finn. Finn immediately tried to get bottled up by Caleb Smith, and Finn moves past one, moves past another, gets past the third. He's going to take the cross. No one was there, and we're going to get another out-of-bounds throw-in. And Finn Richards is on a heater today. The throw from Witzke goes to Lyman and goes out of bounds. So we're going to do this all over again. Logan Witzke throws it in behind to Craig Hansen. Little pop-up back to Finn. Finn, a little bit powerful there, gets it all the way back out to Carter Ayers at the 30-yard line. Carter short kicks it back and gets stolen away. Sawyer Knockhazel, though, right there, and he kicks it across the pitch. And now Lyman goes deep into the attacking third, but Knockhazel again gets to it. And now just a long shot, and Cody Elliott, grabs it out of the air with 10 minutes to go. That was just a high-flying ball. He had to track it like a punter or like a punt returner. And right there, Logan Witzke was smart, let that one go out of bounds. Fakes the throw-in. Gets it to Craig Hansen. Craig passes it up to Bear Blackburn. And Bear moves up with the left. He's going to take a look at this. He's going to get it slid on. And that's why Craig Hansen's right there. Craig, kicks it into the shins of the same player. That's Morgan Hatch doing a lot of work. I'm sorry, that's Titan Hill doing a lot of work. And out of bounds again, that time by Lander. The ball going to be thrown in by Lyman here after a sub in. And Hatch, who I just misspoke, comes out for Wyatt Nebeker. The inbound, kind of good high arching one, and then a little shove in the back there to get the header by Tanner Ayers. And 8:45 to go. The free kick down that touchline on the far side goes to Cope Thomas. He kicks it perfectly to Sawyer Knockhazel, who kicks it right out of bounds. So we're going to get a throw in from roughly the 10, 15-yard line here. And they're going to slow roll it here to the 20-yard line instead. And now a long shot. Looked like it could have been a cross. They're going to have to stop this, and they do with Caleb Smith. And whatever that whistle was is going to give the ball to Lander. 8-10. And definition of a low and slow kick from Witzke. And fake out for Cope Thomas. He jumped in the air, and Witzke's going to keep moving past him. Witzke, goes off the foot of Odin Iyer into his own chin. Now Craig Hansen trying to get it all the way up to Finn. He does. Is Finn offsides? No, he's not. Finn gets pushed, and the ball stopped. But Bear Blackburn right there gets it back over to Finn. Oh, and Finn was trying to just kind of lightly pass it right back. It ends up going towards Lyman. Carter Ayers, sorry, I just sneezed. Carter Ayers gets it in the middle third over there. He's going to take a long shot. It's going to be a little low and bounced into the hands of the goalie. Now the kick gets stolen away by Lozier, and Lozier, kind of a dangerous look there. They're going to let it go. They're going to let it keep happening here. Logan Witzke over to Gage Hampton. Hampton, short pass, quick pass, but it gets knocked in the air to Carter Ayers. Ayers now basically has to get past the ref and a player. And Craig Hansen's little pass didn't work, so it gets pushed back to Logan Witzke. Witzke runs through one, and it gets stolen away by Cope Thomas. I'm sorry, Caleb Smith stole that one away. And now Caleb takes the long crossing kick over to Cope Thomas. Cope off of his shins, kind of perfectly placed there for Cason Hill. And offsides on Cason Hill. So 6:20 to go. Oh, it wasn't offsides. It was a whistle on Lander. So this is going to be much different than what we thought was about to happen. They're going to have to form a wall as 20 seconds has come off already. It's going to be Gage Nielsen taking this. Doesn't even wait for the wall or his teammates, and it goes back out the back of the goal line. Looked good, but curved in the air and sliced like a golf stroke all the way left. Now we get another sub. Number 20, Odin Iyer coming out. Number 11, Morgan Hatch coming in. Goal kick still waiting for Cody Elliott. It's been about a minute since that whistle right there, and still 3-0, luckily for Lander. Cody Elliott on the verge of having one of the strongest legs on this team, the way he's been working. I saw him kick it as hard and as high as he could earlier in practice. He got that thing about 80 yards. He could definitely be a punter if he wasn't a senior, even though Matisse Weaver did for any Lander Tiger ever, and that one goes out of bounds at the back. 4:50 to go. Lyman really taking their time. No urgency to get up in the scorebook. 3-0, and they're just taking their sweet time with it. That ball gets stolen away by Bear Blackburn. Maybe that's why. They're just a little gassed, and Bear pushes it nicely up to Craig. Craig going to take the shot, and it's blocked perfectly with the right hand by the goalie. He gets a little dap up by Carter Ayers. And they're smiling. They're not trash-talking each other. That was a great save by the goalie, diving right on time with the right hand, putting it out. And 4:04, so a corner kick incoming, and I missed the actual corner kick, but it goes off the head of Finn, or was that Craig? That was Craig. Ends up getting saved and then kicked out quickly by the goalie. Otis Beeson now has it in the center circle. He moves up, gets it stolen away. Nebeker gets it stolen away by Witzke now. Witzke pushes it up to Craig, and Craig hops over it. And then number 5, for some reason, kicks it out of bounds. And that was just some nice pushing and shoving there by Craig to make sure it went out of bounds the right way, because we're going to get a corner kick here. Everyone's standing a little bit further back now. And this is going to be Bear taking the shot. It was a little bit more out, and I think that was Craig that ended up taking the shot, and it was just too low. You could see that thing coming from a mile away. 3 minutes to go. Ball goes over the head of everyone on Lyman, and now passed into the center circle. Witzke has it. No, he gets it stolen away by Smith. Caleb Smith has been everywhere today. Now Otis Beeson with it at the middle third. He kicks it up to Bear. Bear stops and finally gets it back, and now Carter Ayers on some speed. He's going to take the shot. Oh, and right into the chest of the goalie. Goalie dove right on it. Nicely done. Carter Ayers again with some words, and it looks like the goalie may have hurt his thumb or something. He was grabbing his hand, but either way, the goalie with 2 great goal stops right in a row as Otis Beeson pushes it up to Craig Hansen. Craig thought that Cope Thomas was going to stop that, and he didn't, and now it's going to go out of bounds. And they're saying last touch by Lander. Obviously, it went past both of them. 2 minutes to go, 120 seconds. Caleb Smith passes it towards the middle, and Lyman just looking to end this half on a good note, maybe in the attacking third, over to Nebeker, who takes a fall. Craig Hansen now he's got 2 options on his right, 1 on his left. And he goes right, but it goes way too far back. Now he gets it right back, trying to make another move. Carter Ayers takes it from him. Carter stops, and he's just going to put a shot on goal there, hoping to catch the goalie off guard, and he did not. 90 seconds to go. Tanner Ayers right off his foot to Carter, and then it goes off the leg of their captain, McCoy Smith. 1 minute, 10 seconds. The throw-in right on that far side touchline goes to Bear. Bear moves past 2 or 3. Now he gets past another. Is he going to take this? No, he tries to stop and fake out number 12, Titan Hill. Ends up having to push it back. And Silas's left foot not strong enough to get it there in time. 50 seconds to go. Lander not giving up here. Caleb Smith has to stop on this near side. and he kicks it directly to Otis Beeson. Beeson up to Bear. Bear a little too hard off his shins, back to Carter. Now McCoy Smith going up against Gage Hampton. Hampton holding his own against the captain there, and captain kind of knocks it behind him with his heel. Over to Caleb Smith. Now Nebeker running with it. And Nebeker and Lozier go in the air. And we're going to get a whistle, and that one is on Nebeker. Again, I hope I'm saying his name right. Apologize if not. And Lozier going to take this shot. No, he's going to give it to Beeson at the 18-yard line. Perfectly placed. Oh, my gosh, look at that. It went all the way down to the other side of the pitch. I thought that was just going to kind of be like a game-over type play. And now look at this. Bear Blackburn, as the clock hits 0, looking for that last shot of the first half. And that will be one of the better first halves that Landers had all season long. We'll be back with our CWC halftime show right after this.
When you think about wellness, do you think about long walks, nutrition, having a personal trainer? No matter what your idea of wellness looks like, you can find yourself at Gotchi Gym. Their 1,900 square foot facility makes them one of the largest gyms open to the public in Wyoming. Be the best version of yourself with state-of-the-art equipment from senior to strongman. Take advantage of having a bistro on site as well as a certified NASM personal trainer. Take the first step in reaching your goals. Gotchi Gym. Gotchi Rehabilitation is always looking for new team members. See more at gotchi.org.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, and in advanced medical technologies, so access to better care is closer to home.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
If you're tired of paying ridiculously high gas prices, there is a solution that can save you a bunch of money. In fact, it won't cost you a cent. How do you do that? Take the Blue Bus. WRTA bus lines will get you around the county for free. That's right, free, no charge. It doesn't get cheaper than free. Go to WRTAbuslines.com and download the schedule, or look for a schedule in the Ranger, Lander Journal, or Wind River News. WRTA Bus Lines, proud to serve Fremont County.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, and Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Welcome back to the CWC Halftime Show, brought to you by Central Wyoming College. For more information on bachelor degree programs and their 2-year associate degree programs, as well as how you can earn those degrees from the comfort of your own home, be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College. Make your way out here. We got a good game going on right now. 3-0 in favor of Lander. 2 of those off of the feet of Finn Richards, the other one by Carter Ayers. We've had quite a few shots on goals by more than that, too, though. Bear Blackburn really getting into this offensive structure a lot, calling his name a lot. And we had quite a few good shots on goal by one by Colton Laird and another by Silas Wheeler. They're just going to have to keep working at this Lyman defense and chipping away at it. They are coming away with goals every now and then. So if they keep doing this, this could be a pretty simple beginning and end for this game here, as they have just beaten this team last week. So they know each other pretty well. And Lyman not having the best game offensively, they're only able to get it up once or twice every 10 minutes into the attacking third in an actual possession type style, not just a random ball floating past everyone. So Lyman working with the bare minimum here on offense. They have 2 or 3 players that are almost always waiting for the ball, and instead of getting it, they are just kind of having to go back and play defense. So good on Lander for getting that to be their main priority. And if they want to continue to win this game, they're going to have to do so with just some more strong defense and a good offense here that they have imposed. There has been a few good looks by, Tanner Ayers filling in for Callum Wheeler today. No Eric Harms either, so don't know what his issue might be. But again, Coach Pren saying it all season long, they have not been able to keep a full team of starters on the field for very long. No Callum Wheeler, no Eric Harms means you got to kind of move around with what you got. So we're going to take another quick break, 3 minutes until the second half starts. We'll be back before then, though, to finish off the Central Wyoming College halftime show.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
WyoGlass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. WyoGlass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. WyoGlass is Lander.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
Welcome back. Our Central Wyoming College halftime show might have to end a little early as both teams coming out on the pitch before the clock is really even close to over. We still have a minute to go. So we are going to just continue it. And thank you to Central Wyoming College, again, for all of our halftime shows. Reminder, for more information on their 4-year bachelor degree programs as well as their 2-year associate degree programs, you can always check out cwc.edu, Central Wyoming College. Make your way out here. And just like that, we're about ready to go. Last game of the day. Tomorrow's game starting at 3:30 and 5:30. We'll be there in Mountain View, hopefully before any sort of storm starts, as I know that there is supposed to be some unfavorable weather over the next couple days. We've gotten some rain in Riverton, gotten some rain in Lander. And this second half is starting off with Lander ball all the way down to Carter Ayers. Now Bear Blackburn gets the pass well. Over to Colton Laird, who kicks it off to Shins. And then white jerseys surround everyone, and they just take it away. And that might be their game plan for the rest of this half. Colton Laird, quick pass inside to Finn. Finn couldn't get to it, though, and Lander again kicks it out. McCoy Smith kicks it up. Lozier steals it, but kicks it right into the legs of McCoy Smith again. Now Otis Beeson working with it in the middle. Passes it up to Gage Nielsen. Nielsen steals and gives it up to Caleb Smith. And now they actually have an opportunity here. No, offsides. And that's going to be Lyman's best look all day. Lyman's best look all day ends with an offsides. They were perfectly placed, but there's obviously a reason why. And now the Lyman girls, who seem to be done with their JV game, kind of crowding around the bleachers, giving some hope to their boys. And the Lander girls and the team of Lander Lady Tigers kind of doing the same over here as they're in the attacking third again. Bear gets the nice pass, but Carter Ayers is going to have to try and stop it from going out of bounds. He does. And now, shot on goal again by Bear, and Bear Blackburn just goes a little bit high and a little bit left. We're going to get a goal kick here from the R of Tigers on the right. And they do so right to Carter Ayers, and he goes a little bit over his head. Craig Hansen now has it. He passes it up to Bear. Bear Blackburn back to Carter Ayers, and Carter, his pass was a little bit long for everyone and goes into the lap of the waiting goalkeeper here. Now Caleb Smith on that far side gets it stolen away. Lander doing great on defense today. They've been able to push a lot of steals and move forward with it as Witzke fakes out Caleb Smith again, and then the ball gets kicked away right back to Witzke. Witzke past the ref over to Finn, and it goes off Finn's foot a little awkwardly. He gets it right back, though. Puts it up to Colton Laird, who quick passes it and almost gets it up to an open Bear Blackburn, but instead it gets kicked away, and Cope Thomas here on this near side, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that's Cope Thomas last touching it. 3 minutes into this game nearly. The ball up to Bear Blackburn. He passes it all the way up, but too much for Carter, and goes into the hands of the goalie again. Tanner Ayers stopped it and pushed it up to Otis Beeson, who tried to get it to Finn, and then Finn got it stolen away. And now the left-footed pass goes pretty long, but it gets picked up by Tanner. Tanner up to Otis Beeson. Beeson was trying to get it to Sawyer Knockhazel. He gets it stolen away. Now Gage Nielsen has it. He moves it over, and now a long pass, not offsides. Tanner Ayers stops it, though. Well-placed foot there by Tanner. And now he's going to run forward, and he's got a good steal there too, but it doesn't go his way. And now he's on this near side. He kicks it off the legs of Cope Thomas. The throw-in right in front of Cope to Finn Richards, who turns around, gets it to Beeson on their 20-yard line. The movement moves up to the middle third, and Carter Ayers fighting with Caleb Smith for position, and it's going to go whistle against Caleb Smith. Otis Beeson not even going to wait. He kicks it deep. He had one guy running, and he's Craig Hansen, and he's going to take a shot, and he was ready for it, but just goes a little bit off his foot and out the back end of the goal line there on that far side. 4 minutes, 30 seconds into this game. Reminder that some seniors are going to join us after this being the last game for 9 Lander Tigers, and way more than the 3 that joined us earlier, so we're not going to be able to get all of them up here. As I'll run down the list of seniors here while Colton Laird gets to his throwing point. He gives it up for Tanner Ayers, and Tanner going to throw it up. And it's a little short. Goes off of 21 Remy Brewer's foot, and now it's up in the middle third where Lyman's going to run with it. While they're running, I'll give you some seniors here. Cody Elliott, the goalkeeper. Braden Lincoln. Excuse me, now I have the hiccups. Please don't be the hiccups. Braden Lincoln, the senior basketball player who kind of landed on his arm awkwardly at the end of the basketball season. We haven't really seen him out here, but he is a huge support system on the bench there. He's also very, very easy to talk to, high IQ, so no doubt that he's going to be doing something at the next level college-wise, maybe not soccer-wise. Also have Silas Wheeler, Eric Harms, who I have not seen today. Hopefully he is okay. Carter Ayers with one of the goals. He's a senior today. Otis Beeson, another senior, another captain on that midfield line, as Tanner Ayers kicks it high and back towards Lyman. Going down the list, Logan Witzke. Big force, Witzke. He is able to really pinpoint passes really well and throw it in really well. And right there, Bear Blackburn, a long lead for Carter Ayers. Nice sliding kick by Titan Hill to go out of bounds and keep it from going any further there. Callum Wheeler, the senior that we mentioned, will not be able to be here today due to a red card penalty. And then Gabe Dickinson, a senior that got some playing time on senior night last week. And that's a lot of seniors to be losing. You better hope that they do something for these seniors, not only in this game and tomorrow's game, but at next week's state tournament in Green River. And that goes off the face of Tanner Ayers. And you could see it, and it goes out of bounds. Kicked up to number 5, Caleb Smith, as we are about 7 minutes into this second half. Smith throws it in lightly to Gage Nielsen. Nielsen back to Smith, and he's going to take the shot, and it's going to go left. He hooked that one quite a bit, and it's going to be a goal kick here for Cody Elliott. Waiting between the N and the D, Cody, who came in relief of Aiden Hayford, who broke his collarbone right on this pitch about a month ago now. Cody Elliott has been superb in his spot there as a senior. Bear Blackburn now moving across the pitch, gets kind of the switch up he wants, like in basketball. Colton Laird now has it, and the lead, hits off the legs of a Lyman player awkwardly. I thought maybe they'd be able to take advantage of that. Now Beeson has it in the middle. He's going to take just the long shot, and it goes off the hands of the goalie, but not enough time for Finn Richards to get there. 32 minutes to go in this game. Witzke, we were just speaking about him, puts his foot up, knocks that one out of bounds. But no, they were saying that was last touched by Cash Platts. So, I'm sorry, that's Case and Hill. 15 and 16 look very similar on their jerseys. The throw in from Witzke. He pauses, hesitates, throws in again, and that one goes off the head of Caleb Smith. Witzke again throws it in, this time to Finn. Finn Richards trying not to get the ball stolen away, gets it back to Witzke. Now Finn again. Up to Carter. Carter Ayers moves around one player, passes it up to Bear. Bear Blackburn doing well on the passing here. Moves past one. Another good pass over to Colton Laird, who's got a turn. He ends up passing it back to Bear, and Bear gets it stolen away. Kicked back now to Colton Laird, and then kicked out by Lyman. And now Tanner Ayers tries to go a little high, and it went a little low. Gage Nielsen now running up on Beeson. He crosses the pitch over to McCoy Smith. McCoy back to Nielsen. Nielsen passes up the touchline to Cope Thomas, and then he goes out of bounds on the pass back, and Colton Laird wastes no time. He gets it over to Finn, who little high pass, and then a nice move behind the back there for Bear Blackburn to get it to Finn, and then Finn sadly loses it, and it goes out of bounds. And they're saying last touched by Lyman. So Finn Richards gives it up to Witzke over there. As we approach the 10-minute mark into this second half, Carter Ayers gets the throw, and he gets it back to Witzke. And he moves into the attacking third. He moves past everyone. He's going to take a cross. He stops, and Lyman going to just kick it out. And Finn Richards, I don't know what he was doing, but he stops it, and he stays in bounds. Nicely done to keep it in and not kick out. And now Carter Ayers waiting for a pass, and Craig Hansen goes up in the air. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but he kicked it up, and Colton Laird tried to head it in, and it was saved by the goalie. Lozier kicks it high up towards Cope Thomas and Otis Beeson. They argue and battle with it. And it's going to be Thomas that ends up with it. And Thomas gets the slide from Lozier, pushing it out of bounds. And it's going to be a corner kick here. Lander was not very great at defending corner kicks during the beginning of the season. And I see Otis Beeson getting a talking to from the ref. No card, just a warning. And it did go out of bounds off Lyman, I guess. They decided that kind of post-flag there. So Cody Elliott going to take this kick. Lyman ready for him if he kicks it short again. He does. Right to Beeson, about 25 yards out. Over to Finn now. Finn moves past one, gets past another. Bear Blackburn, a little touch pass back to Finn, and Finn tries to move around Wyatt Nebecker, and he can't. Still gets the ball back, and now on that far side touchline, he moves past Caleb Smith with ease. And now Lander with the cross. Ooh, the goalie grabbed it rather than let it go out of bounds. Nicely done there. Nice hands as well. It's harder than it looks, even with those gloves, especially with those gloves, if we're being honest. As Cope Thomas heads it down. Don't know what happened there with my camera. The ball goes down past the halfway line. Colton Laird with it now. He moves it past Finn Richards. And luckily, sitting there was Craig. He tries to get it up to Colton. Colton spins around. He's going to take the shot. Oh, and it goes off the goal line. Oh, and Colton Laird robbed of a goal there. Couldn't tell what it hit first, the goalie or that goal post on the left side, but it bounced and ran down the goal line. So Colton Laird, good shot on goal opportunity. That deserves an applause. The goal kick goes into the middle third for Lyman. And now Tanner Ayers has it in the center circle. He leaves a long pass. He still needs to work on his touch just a little bit. A lot of his passes going way long throughout the day so far. Gage Nielsen gets it off the throw-in. Nielsen kicks it up to Colby Smith. And then a whistle against Lander. Didn't see what happened as I was watching the ball. This goal kick, or this free kick, comes from the 50, and it goes all the way down to Cody Elliott, and Cody Elliott just grabs it and gets ran into pretty hard by Caleb Smith. Finn Richards nicely pops it up over Colton. Colton gets it back off the chest, and Colton with the speed, it's going to be kicked out of bounds. Last touched by Lyman. Colton quickly throws it in right to Finn, and it leads Finn a little much and goes into the hands of the goalie. This ball over the head of Tanner Ayers, right into the lap of Cope Thomas. Thomas kind of overshoots it a little, and he now runs past Tanner Ayers, and he gets tripped up by Sequel Lozier. And Lozier's little boot there gets it back up towards the middle third. And not until Gage Nielsen takes a shot on the goal, does Lander finally move out of their defensive third. Cody Elliott's kick right to Finn Richards. Nicely done in the center circle. He gets it up to Carter Ayers. Ayers has to pass it back to Witzke. Witzke feels someone on him, and he gets it up to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn stops it right in his tracks. Does that little nice move where he tracks it back, and now it's going to be another shot, possibly by Craig. No, he gets it kicked back. Bear Blackburn was waiting for it, though. Gets it over to Craig. Craig back to Bear. Bear's going to have to cross. It's going to go out the back of the goal line. We're going to get a corner kick. Well done to keep that in play after all those ricochets. As we approach 25 minutes, 10 seconds to go, we still don't have a goal in this second half. Could this be where it comes? Bear Blackburn going to kick it. Kicks it a little left, and the goalie just stands up and grabs it. Smart move there. I don't know what to get first after this, some food or some coffee, but either way, I am in for a long night back at Ranger and Lander Journal in Riverton, where we're going to have a write-up of this game. It's going to be filled with good pictures from this final night at home for the Lander Tigers and Lady Tigers, and that means the seniors not getting their senior night tonight, but they are getting their dues with some good shots on the goal in the girls and the boys game. And now look at this, as we might have another one. This time it's going to be pushed up, and it goes a little bit hard off of Craig Hansen's foot. Didn't really act like a shot, and the goalie, he's been here before. He just lands right on it, throws it to Gage Nielsen before it can go too far. Lozier and Cope Thomas kind of battle in the middle there. Witzke gets it past to Lyman Eagles. Now he's moving with a purpose. He stops it, and passes it across the pitch to Colton Laird. Laird whiffs on it, but Bear Blackburn there moves past one guy. Now he stops and does it again, and he was waiting for a cross to Carter Ayers, and Ayers got there but didn't get there in time. The header by Nielsen goes down towards this near side touchline. Nielsen kicks it up to McCoy Smith. And then Remy Brewer with a nice pass all the way down to that far side touchline. It's going to go out of bounds. I didn't know who off, though. We're going to get a goal kick as that was off Lyman. And this goal kick incoming from the N and the D of Lander. 23 minutes to go. Lander still unable to put anything up on the board in the second half, but Lyman been able to put up anything on the board in the whole game. So Lander working with a 3-0 lead right now. Remy Brewer stops it in the middle. He's been a big force in this second half, especially in the midfield. Gets it up to Gage Nielsen. Nielsen with a long pass down to the corner, and it's going to go out of bounds out the back of the goal line, so we're going to get another goal kick here. I can see in the window over here, Cyril Stauffenberg must be doing some spring cleaning in the press box. They are done. Their Shane Brock tournament was this past weekend. This will be the final home game for soccer. And just trying to think of what else they would even have here other than maybe some Little League soccer. And I can't, so they're probably setting this up for the summer here where they are not going to have to need it until football returns. And we will carry all football games on 93.1 KFCW as well as on Wild Today's YouTube page. Craig Hansen and... that's Tanner Ayers. He was working with it. And a good cross by Bear Blackburn goes across the face of the goal. We've had quite a few good looks in these first 19 minutes, but not enough to find the back of the goal. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. I know we don't typically do this here, but I got to go get rid of something real fast.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat and had to drink it down with some water. Bear Blackburn looking to get some sort of shot on the goal. He gets pushed down in the goal box. No penalty. And now Lyman kicks it all the way up that touchline there. He had to cough out whatever it was that was tickling my throat here. Finn Richards, almost a handball, kicks it up towards his chest. And, yeah, they're going to call that after a brief second there. The kick high right to Tanner Ayers. He's been kind of everywhere the last couple minutes. Offense, defense, moving around in the midfield as we get halfway through this second half. Throw in by Remy Brewer. Gets stolen away nicely by Otis Beeson. Beeson tightropes that touchline with the cross all the way down to Hansen, not getting there in time. Colton Laird tries to stop that one from getting into Caleb Smith's lap, and instead it goes to Cody Elliott. Cody Elliott in the goal box. Throws it. Goes past Otis Beeson. Nice kick out to Witzke. Witzke runs past one and can't get the ball, but it hits his body on the way out, so it's going to be in the middle of the center circle and a little bit too hard of a push. It might have just been the size difference there, too, between McCoy Smith and Tanner Ayers. He just looked like he towered over him, so when he went over him, it was a little bit of a push there, and that one goes all the way down to the corner. Colton Laird dang near trips and falls out of bounds, but he keeps it in bounds, and now Bear Blackburn working. He's going to take the left shot. Oh, and with the left foot, it goes towards the left, and it goes out the left end of the goal box. Just another reminder here, if you are just now joining us, we are going to have the game at Mountain View tomorrow. They've been moved up from 4 and 6 to 3:30 and 5:30, as we're going to have shortened JV games, 9-on-9, and that will be the final game of the regular season. And then we will be at state tournament next week, and after that, it's all baseball, Lander Lobos, Riverton Raiders, and we're going to hope to get to some Riverton White Sox and Black Sox games, maybe some Trash Pandas games, and we're still looking in at maybe some Little League for the championships, as we do like to cover it, but we can't always call it because of other conflictions. But this year, I think we will be staffed enough to do that, as Witzke runs all the way down into the attacking third all by himself. Bear Blackburn gets a pass over to Finn. Finn falls hard on his left knee. Header by Tanner Ayers keeps it in play, but it gets it right to Nielsen, and Nielsen kicks it up and back at Tanner Ayers, and now Lozier didn't put enough on it, but he got it to Beeson instead. Beeson up to Finn. Finn at the 35 passes it up to Bear, and a little touch pass almost perfectly for Colton Laird. Ends up getting kicked out of bounds, and they are going to call this a corner kick. Bear Blackburn going to take it here, as four, I almost said Lobos, Tigers are kind of in the box on that far end. And again, the goalie just grabs it out of the air. Smart move. He knows what kind of talent they have running at him. And Tanner Ayers pushes it off the goal kick into the center circle. And then Otis Beeson, rare mistake there, gets pushed over by McCoy Smith. And Smith gets it up in the attacking third. And then their triangle passes was missing one of their key players, so it gets stolen away by Lander. And running up on it, that's number 8. That's Jacob Rudd. I might have called him Tanner Ayers just a minute ago. That's Jacob Rudd wearing number 8 there. I'm sure they're looking at everyone they can. Just like in the girls' game, you're getting ready for state. You want to see what you have. And you do that in every sport. We saw it in basketball when Coach Cox was putting in a bunch of freshmen near the end of the season to try and see what she had before regional tournament. That's where we first met Georgia Chance. And then we do it in soccer here. They do it in football as well, but very lightly. They don't just shove a whole bunch of freshmen in no matter what the score is. They got to work with their key players to getting them comfortable. And right now, key players for Lander are all out there. Bear Blackburn, Finn Richards, Colton Laird, Otis Beeson, but they are just throwing in some smaller pieces. Tanner Ayers and Jacob Rudd just being the two right here. And Otis Beeson's shot goes into the shins of Gage Nielsen. And now a long shot is going to go far left. That shot by McCoy Smith 15:50 to go in this game. And this second half has been much less enticing than the first one. Don't get me wrong, still a fun time watching Lander win this game. Nothing's over till it's over. As we had a sub come in. Who was that? It was someone for Lyman, I believe. So either way, the ball goes, right off the head of McCoy Smith, and he is... And did it go off his head or did it go off his chest? Well, either way, he wasn't expecting it. That kick came off 100 miles an hour there and hit him right in the dome. And now coming out is Hatch. Coming in is Nebeker. That's for Lyman, obviously. In between the N and the D, let's see what he does here. He might just short kick it to Tanner, who's open. No, he's telling everyone to push back. And he does kick it deep. Right to Brewer. Brewer kicks it high over to number 4, Aiden Johnson. Johnson wearing what looks like track pants. And Johnson couldn't get to it as Bear Blackburn gets it. And he's going to have a nice lead up for Colton Laird. Laird can stop and shoot. He does so. Oh, it goes into the hands of the goalie. And Colton Laird hits the dirt hard. Sorry, I kind of missed the Colton part. I did get the goal. You just want to follow that ball so much with your hands. And Colton Laird, nice job getting another shot on goal opportunity. He is fast. And when he can turn and burn, that's when he is really dangerous. They get it up to Rudd. Now up to Laird. Bear Blackburn has it. He's going to get stopped, and he's going to move it anyway. Forward up, spins around. He takes a shot. Oh, almost into the left corner, but pushed out by the goalie. Well done. Bear Blackburn has been feeling it today. He's been close to a goal handful of times. Just hasn't gotten it yet. And now down here to Rudd. Rudd gets it up to Tanner Ayers. Tanner misses on the pass. Gets stolen away by Gage Nielsen, and Nielsen passes it over to Caleb Smith. And now Lyman's offense trying to get in and work. And now I see Braden Lincoln in there. Braden Lincoln, number 2. I think this is the first time we've seen him on the field all year long. He's got it on that far side. And that is who they were applauding for earlier. That's what I was wondering who came in. And Braden Lincoln, the senior, this is going to be his final activity as a senior. And that shot by Bear, again, goes a little bit right. Good for Braden Lincoln. And coming out is going to be Colton Laird. They're going to keep putting more players in. Coming out, Colton Laird. Coming in is Witzke. Witzke, another senior. It's going to be one of those days where Lander can say they won both games. Knock on wood. 3 goals can still happen here in 12 minutes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to broadcast or jinx this, but there have not been very many times that Lander's been able to walk away from a game and say that both teams won. They were able to do it in Lyman a couple weeks ago. Now they're going to be able to do it with a shot on goal there. Bear Blackburn again pulls it to the left, and he is just not on target today with a lot of shots, but he is still taking those shots, and that's all that matters. One of them will eventually fall. But yeah, they were able to beat Pinedale. They were able to beat Pinedale again in Pinedale. They were able to beat Lyman in Lyman. And they were both able to beat Mountain View. Other than that, it's been Lyman girls winning or Lyman boys winning. Tough games all around all season. Some of the best games, though, definitely have come down to the wire. These blowouts are fun, don't get me wrong. But 3-0 for the majority of the game makes it hard on not only the broadcaster, but it makes it hard on the team to give us that kind of excitement that a close game does with a goal late or a goal in overtime or a shootout. As nice move there by Bear Blackburn to keep it inbounds. Braden Lincoln getting the job done as well, as now Bear Blackburn moves past one. He takes the shot, and finally Bear Blackburn finds the back of the net. And boy, he's been waiting for that for a hot minute now. .11:08 is going to be the time. And it is 4-0. And just as I said that, I should say that more often. Maybe they'll score if I keep complaining about no scores. And Lyman coach telling his team to wake up. 11:08 is the clock. Lyman works it up into the attacking third quickly, but it's stolen away by Lozier. Lozier kicks it up. Nielsen steals it. Nielsen pushes one player to the left, and that's why, as he gets it up to Cope Thomas. Thomas fighting with Tanner Ayers. Tanner Ayers is going to lose it out of bounds. And it's going to go out the back of the goal line, so we're going to get a corner kick. This could be Lyman's best opportunity this half. As we approach single digits left in this, I almost said inning, half. As you can see, I'm ready for baseball. And that kick goes deep off the head of one Lander Tiger. And now Bear Blackburn with it again in the center circle. Bear Blackburn, the junior, is going to be a big leader on this team next year. And Bear moves it towards the middle again. He passes it over to Rudd. Rudd passes it back to Beeson. Beeson in the middle of the pitch, right at the edge of the center circle. Gives it over to Braden Lincoln. Lincoln moves with it up with the left foot. Kicks it a little too hard, and then he steals it right back. And Braden Lincoln ends up turning around, passing it back to Craig Hansen. And then it gets cleared. Gets cleared, and it goes right up to Aiden Johnson, who we talked about earlier. He's wearing track pants. Braden Lincoln steals it and passes it up. Now Knockhazel with the ball. Up to Gage Hampton. Eric Harms, no longer seeming to be just on the bench, as I think if all these seniors and freshmen kind of splitting duties right now, you'd think Eric Harms would come in for a final game as a Tiger. He's been so great on that defensive line. We'll have to ask Coach what his issue is. I want to make sure he's not injured, especially before tomorrow. And before that big tournament next week, as Bear Blackburn again has an opportunity here, tries to move it around one. He does, and it goes too far. With 9 minutes to go, Bear kicked it right into the goalie's hands. That kick went deep, much deeper than I think anyone was hoping for, as Cody Elliott just going to wait for it to get to the goal box, and he corrals it in. Long kick down to Finn Richards. Richards couldn't keep control of it, so it goes to Lyman. Now Caleb Smith passes it up to Aiden Johnson. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lander, trying to get it out. We have a lot of subs coming in here now. Let's see. Nebeker coming out and Hatch coming back in. Aiden Johnson coming out and Kaysen Hill coming in. And then I think I saw a Lander player come in, but I didn't see a number. So Bear Blackburn on that far side gets pushed over, and that's a yellow card. And they're going to give that to Hatch, who just came in. And Hatch has to come out, and immediately coming back in is Nebeker. Sorry about that. Trying to get everything in check for tomorrow, as we are definitely set to go to Mountain View. I'm looking at the weather. It's just not looking like it's going to be great late in night. That's maybe why they wanted to get the games up a little early. Braden Lincoln with some good defense right off that throw, and he gets the steal there. And Braden trips and falls over it, and he's going to fall out. And then it goes out of bounds again. And I'm looking right now at a lemon cheesecake cookie that I'm not allowed to take a bite of. And it's starting to wear on me, as I have not eaten since early breakfast. We're going to go to Cowfish after this, maybe see if we can get something good to eat, bring home. Otis Beeson, does the splits. McCoy Smith just got his foot in there at the wrong time. Or maybe the right time, if that's depending on what he wanted to do. Bear Blackburn kicks it up in the air, and then it gets the call there on her. And we are 6 minutes, 40 seconds away from a glorious victory and Lander's last home game of the season as Lyman pushes it up and Tanner Ayers, luckily with the speed there. And now it's going to go all the way towards the corner. Cope Thomas gets it out to Gage. Gage back up to Caleb Smith, who I don't know if he meant to kick that back to the left, but went off his foot and Lander stole it. And now Remy Brewer stole it. Remy up to Caleb, and Caleb kicks it up again, and that's going to go out of bounds. They're going to let that one go out of bounds. That is a corner kick, though. I don't know if maybe Braden Lincoln touched it last or if he meant to do that. So taking that corner kick with just over 5 minutes to go is going to be McCoy Smith. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 white jerseys in the box here. A little bit short, and Gage Nielsen. Gage Nielsen might have been pushed in the back. And we're going to get a penalty kick here. And Lander Luck continues right before a shutout. We talked about Lander Luck at Cody, how things just seem to happen late in games. And it leads to losses or has led to worse outings here. And right now they're still going to get this win, knock on wood, most likely here with 5 minutes to go. The penalty kick, though, could erase a shutout as it's 4-0. Gage Nielsen takes it, and it goes in. And Cody Elliott jumped right on top of it. Just 1 inch away. And at 4:59, that's where it goes. 4-1. Lyman with a goal off a penalty kick. Lander still looking to get a couple other people involved here. Craig Hansen has been eager to get into that scoring position again. And now long pass by Beeson. Or I'm sorry, was that Lozier? That was Lozier. No, that was Beeson. I apologize again. Beeson with the long pass went all the way down to the corner. Now Bear Blackburn has it on that far side. He's going towards the middle. He passes it up to Otis. Otis just takes the shot, and it's going to go wide right. Otis getting a good shot off. And we have official NFL schedule releases here. I am not going to go through everyone's, but I do know that most people watching this are fans of the Bills and the Denver Broncos, so I'm going to see if I can pull up theirs. Bills schedule. All right, so for those of you Josh Allen fans, your season's going to start off on September 11th in New York against the Jets. That's got to be one of the more emotionally heartstring-tugging games there. Then they host the Raiders. And then 2 weeks later, it looks like they have a bye week in between week 2 and 3, and that typically does not bode well if you have a bye week that early. That means that you're playing pretty much 16 games straight, and maybe they have another one later. It looks like they do. I think this is the year that we're going to get 2 bye weeks. I might be mistaken. The NFL rules have changed so much with the games over the last couple of years. So back to the schedule. Raiders at Bills, Jags at Bills, Giants at Bills, and then the Broncos and Bills actually play each other at New York, in Buffalo, as a nice move to Logan Witzke. Witzke's going to take the shot, and it goes off the foot of the goalie. Oh, man, and that would have been Witzke's best chance to score all season. 3 minutes left, and Witzke, good stop by the goalie, no doubt. And then, so the Broncos and Bills play on November 13th. If you're looking for tickets, it's got to be in Buffalo. Then Jets at Buffalo. Oh, their full schedule hasn't come out yet. That's why there's gaps in between here. So, and then the Bills at Chiefs on December 10th. That's going to be a big game, followed by Cowboys at Bills. That will also be a big game. So full schedules are not out. That is what we are looking for. So let's look at what they've released for the Broncos so far. As Lander gets it into the middle third. Apologies there. I'm trying to keep camera in this. Broncos against the Raiders on September 10th. Then the next week they have the Commanders. Then they're at the Chiefs on October 12th. And then a month later, that's that Bills game. Then they're at the Chargers on the 10th. And against the Lions in Detroit, that could be actually a sneaky good game. That'll be December 16th in the Motor City. Detroit opening up the season, not just for themselves, but opening up the entire NFL regular season at the Chiefs. And I actually heard a pretty cool interview today from one of the people that helps put the schedule together, saying that Detroit ended on such a hot streak. They ended the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers' season and Aaron Rodgers' career there in Green Bay, and they were one Seahawks win away from getting into the playoffs. The Seahawks won that game. Detroit had won any of those one. Oh, that kick a little bit right. But as I was saying, if the Lions had won any of those one-score games that they lost early in the season, they would have been in the playoffs, and they're looking hot right now. They are going to have to work against the Chiefs first and then keep going down a very tough line. Games against the Chiefs and Chargers. The entire AFC West is going to be playing the Lions this year, so they have their work cut out for them. Caleb Smith over on that far side kicks it up, and Cody Elliott just keeps it in his hands. 48 seconds to go, and this will be the last time we're in the Lander broadcast booth until at least football season. And even then, we like to sit outside. That's what we like about the stadium here. You can sit out and call a game from the bleachers. Didn't want to do that today, or pretty much any of the days we've had here in Lander have been kind of cold. Nice steal there by Jacob Rudd. Rudd kicks it up off the shins of McCoy Smith. Now some bodies between Lozier and Cope Thomas, and 15 seconds to go. Lander's going to win this one 4-1 unless something crazy happens here. They could go up 5-1 or go up 4-2, and I don't think it's going to happen there. Braden Lincoln with a final kick on the ball. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Lander going to win this game 4-1. Again, don't go anywhere. We're going to bring some seniors up here to talk about this final game at the Bill Bush Stadium. We'll be right back after this.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stands.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
And yes, I know that says Go Wolverines. That's just an old radio clip we had, and we've fixed it before, and every now and then when we restructure our OBS system here, it just manages to creep on. So go Lander, go Tigers. We are going to have a Papa Murphy's Player of the Game. I'm going to give a wild guess and say that's Finn Richards, as he scored 2 goals, almost had a third, and almost had a fourth, if we're being completely honest, man. He was feeling it today, really happy for him, and that's going to start off our post-game show. I would hope that it starts. Let's see here. Not that. There we go. And there we go. Really struggling today. Not only had the technical difficulties to begin the day, but just overall long day. It's going to get rainy here in a minute. 4-1 was your final score. He had 2 goals by Finn Richards, had a goal by Bear Blackburn after an entire game worth of trying, and then a goal by Carter Ayers. So senior going out on top is Carter Ayers, but all these seniors going out on top with a big win over Lyman. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and we got a couple seniors coming up here. Got Otis Beeson, it looks like, Cody Elliott. We're going to get them all set up and be right back.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Some say healthcare is a calling. Taking care of others. It's who we are. It's what we do. And what we love. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been here. For the expected and the unexpected moments in life. As one of the region's largest employers, we're investing in our communities through donated services and charitable contributions. We're investing in our people, technologies, and facilities, so better care is more convenient and available to everyone, right here, close to you and the things that matter most. From maternity through maturity, from pediatrics to primary care, we're making a difference by improving life and health in our communities we love. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
All right, welcome back to our Click It or Ticket postgame show. We're joined here by 3 seniors, Carter Ayers, Otis Beeson, and Cody Elliott. And Carter's got the headset on first. Carter, you scored a goal not only today, but you've had a lot of goals on the season. Do you look at this kind of more offensively minded than maybe your coach or your team? I feel like you guys are really great on defense. You got a lot of good offense going, but it seems to flow through you quite often.
Yep. I mean, especially with the easier teams, I'd say easier teams, but then we can kind of press up a little more and create more opportunities. But with the other teams, our mids would drop a little more. So this game we kind of pushed up a little higher than we would.
And you could tell you got them on their heels really early. I mean, you were in up 2-0 like that. And I'm sure when that happens, does your mindset ever change? Does it lean into more like attack, or does it kind of lean back into like, let's fade back, they're going to try and score on us now, they're going to try and tie it up? What goes through your mind when you're up 2-0?
Attack, man. It's exciting. Every time we score, it's just want to score more. But, like, I mean, against a team like this, you can score a bunch more. I mean, we had a bunch of opportunities. Hopefully we can put them in against the harder teams, but
You had a bunch of opportunities.
Bunch.
We saw Bear. I was hoping to get Bear up here, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We saw Bear. He took at least 10 shots on the goal before one finally dropped, and you could see he was finally. Like that was the whole point of the day, was to get Bear a goal here. So I want to kind of lean into the senior part of this, because all these seniors, it's not senior night, but it is your last game here. What are you going to miss most about playing on the Lander pitch here?
I'd say the people that I've grown up with. I mean, we've played together for quite some time. Otis joined us back in middle school. And
do you have a favorite memory on this pitch?
Last year playing Riverton.
Oh, yeah, that was a good
scored
game.
A hat trick against them. Felt pretty good. Definitely my favorite memory.
That was a good game, and I'm sure you'll find out when you leave here. But the boys of Riverton just lost to Star Valley in overtime, so they're not going to be moving on in the 4A West regionals. So the girls over there. What's been your favorite part about this year with Coach Prinz? I know you've had different coaches throughout your career, but for your senior year, you get a new coach. That's got to be a little difficult.
It's different. I really like our offensive mindset. I like being up with my offense and being able to create opportunities up front. So for me, it was more the attacking mindset. I'm not sure about these guys, but I'm more of an attacking mindset, so it kind of helped that I'm up and new position-wise. So.
Well, hey, thanks for talking to us. I'm going to have you hand that over to Otis here.
Right.
First time we've talked to Otis all season long, sadly. I feel like we could have had you up here a couple times, maybe at some away games as well. But, Otis, you really control that midfield so well. What in your mind makes you, your offense and defense back and forth, what makes you a great midfielder?
Since I am from a Nordic ski background, I have a lot of cardio, and I use that to my advantage for sure. And, if you don't get a good transition in and you can't pass the ball fast, that's the base of the attacking. So I'm grateful that I am that, and it's just fun. I enjoy it.
And you mentioned it before we got you on. So your Nordic ski team got so close. You were this close to beating Jackson this year. The girls did beat Jackson, which was a great celebration in general. I know you are going to college for Nordic skiing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Not college, but I'm taking a gap year.
Oh, taking a gap year. Okay,
Yeah,
and then you're going to do Nordic skiing after that.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make it to NCAA college. I'm taking a gap year post-grad season at Sun Valley, Idaho.
Awesome, man. As someone that doesn't really Nordic ski, I just ski straight downhill. I don't know how you do it. It's very tough. I'll ask you the same thing. What was your favorite memory on this pitch?
Come game time, it's just the atmosphere is so exciting. It's fun. All 3 years I've played, it would have been 4, but COVID happened freshman year.
Can't blame
And
them.
yeah, every year we just have a great team, and it's real fun to play with everyone.
Cool. What makes this team dangerous heading into state next week? Because you guys are kind of on a winning streak. I know we just fell to Cody, but you guys have knocked off, I believe, 4 wins in 5 games.
Yeah. I think we start strong with the goalkeeper, and then our defense is strong as well, and then we just keep getting stronger in the attacking. I just think we're overall a great team, and we've had some unfortunate calls and weather. Sometimes we
call it Lander luck. That's what we call it.
Yeah, totally. And I don't know, sometimes we can't catch a break, but hopefully at state we will.
Cool. Well, hey, I'm going to have you hand it over to your goalie that you just mentioned. And Cody Elliott is our Gatorade player of the game, because in my mind, that was a shutout. Because, again, we just mentioned it, but the Lander luck hit right at the end, penalty kick. Yeah. It's hard to block those. We talked about it after your shootout victory. It's hard to block those in a penalty kick. What goes through your mind when there's just one? I know the other time there was 5, but when there's just one and it's just keeping a goose egg off the table, not just a win or a loss kind of penalty kick, what goes through your mind?
With penalty kicks, I see it as almost a 50-50 chance for a keeper and a shooter. And being able to, it's you don't have to really be able to be ready. It's one of those things that you just have to choose in your mind where you're going, or which side you're going to choose to dive for. And I guess today it wasn't the right choice. He shot right down the middle and it went in. But
well, hey, still a good game. I still consider this like a 4-0 win. We'll give that goal to him as kind of a thank you prize for driving all the way out here. I don't know about Aiden Hayford's health, but you're about to enter state tournament as a senior goalie. All eyes are going to be on you, and I'm not trying to give you a bunch of pressure, but are you ready for that? You're going to have a lot tougher competition with teams that know win and in, lose and you're out.
Oh, for sure. I've done the whole state thing before, so it's definitely, I wouldn't be as nervous if it was my first or second time going. but since it's my third time going, I feel more confident.
Cool, and that's great. The experience is going to help you guys out a lot, and there's going to be some inexperienced teams out there, I'm sure. As a senior, what's been your favorite part about playing this? What's been your favorite memory, I should say, on this pitch over the last 3 years?
On this pitch, probably is going to have to say Riverton as well. Beating
Riverton
a good game.
Is
always fun.
It was a good game, and we're all really bummed we didn't get to see that game this year. I know that 4A and 3A don't mix well, so we're trying to get that in play for the football season. But I'll ask you one last question, then I'll let you guys get out of here and get your crumble cookies or whatever. But Coach Prenz, how does he compare to the other coaches you've had, not just at Lander, but over your life, and how do you think he's going to prepare you guys heading into state?
I mean, I think he's found a bunch of people that has helped him and the whole team out as well, and I think they've been working together to help improve not just the players, but the whole team.
Awesome. Hey, good answer. Thanks, guys, for coming up here. We'll see you in Mountain View tomorrow. Good luck. We'll have Callum tomorrow, too, so we'll see you guys right after that. We'll be back with more Click It or Ticket postgame show right after this.
From the field to the court, to the pool, and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Those are some cool kids, and really enjoyed having them here. Really enjoyed having them win today. 2 wins back-to-back for the girls. They won pretty dominantly as they had 4 goals by Delaney Sullivan, 1 by Blue Blackburn, and then this 4-1 victory, of course, for the boys. Doing real well so far late in the season. They had wins at Pinedale, at Lyman, then they lost to Cody, then they beat Pinedale, and then they lost to Cody again. So they beat Pinedale 2 times in 1 week. Then after Cody, they have this win tomorrow. Mountain View, not the hardest opponent on the planet, but you never overlook anyone, especially at this stage of the game. So we will be there tomorrow, 3:30 and 5:30. I'm going to try and get there around 3 and make sure that no technical difficulties keep us from watching the first couple minutes like they have the last 2 games. Again, my apologies for that. But I have been Sean O'Brait, your Wild Today sports director. Really happy that we got to see 2 wins on the last game of the year here at Bill Busch Stadium. We will see you guys tomorrow at Mountain View, home of the Buffaloes. I actually don't know what their stadium is called. I just know the basketball stadium is a dome, and it's a cool one. So we'll see you guys out there at Mountain View tomorrow afternoon.